Hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome in. We are back. How we doing, peeps? Union Murphy, hello. What's up, Northern? Hey, Anu, how's vacation? Vacation was good, man. Vacation was good. It was, it felt like it went by quickly, but it was really nice for us to be able to get away. So it was super cool. But yeah, hello, Tika, Blondie, Sarash. First, obviously. Well, duh. Sayonic, hello, welcome in. Eat anything really good? Oh, man. There was a few. Yeah, there was a few places that we had the opportunity to go to that were super good. Just jealous of Disney. Yeah, we're turning into those people, I think. Inevitably. Anonymous, thank you for gifting a sub to Lush. Appreciate you. Dark, thank you for the biddies. Hi, friend. Murphy, thank you so much for the biddies. Oh my goodness, what happened? What did I miss? I'm gonna sound stuffy. I definitely am not 100%, but we're here. We're here though. I'm congested. I don't know where my nasal stuff is. I can't find it. Cosimo, thank you for the 9 months. It's a baby. Draco, thank you for the 1 year, 12 months. Carrie, thank you for the 12 months. Hi, friends. Cinnamon Roll, hey, how are you? Cryptid, hello. What's up, Jack? Akala. What's up, Mermaid? Helmel, good to see you, friends. Hemawari, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, my goodness. Ripley, thank you for the biddies. Guys, I had a thought as well. It's not happening right now because it's going to take some effort trying to get it to work. Stuff and things. But I'm thinking about adding a TTS queue that basically anything over like 200 or 300 bits with a message on it will play TTS, and then it'll actually queue, so I can pause it whenever stuff is happening when we need to pause it, and then we can play it. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I might try it and just see. Maybe. We'll see. I'm talking to Math right now about the best way about doing that. We will see though. Ripley, thank you for the 900 bits. Holy hell. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Blood Moon, hello, friend. Welcome. Crowster, thank you for the 16 months. The anniversary was great. It was splendid. We went and ate a bunch of good foods. Murphy! Oh, thank you for this freaking sub. Tika, what the F, Jeff? Cooked eggs, thanks. Great. You guys, holy shit. All right. This Sunday, by the way, is community games. Please do not forget. If Sunday is a good time for you, community games. We are doing viewer games. I have it. It's on the calendar. It's in Discord. All that jazz. Ew, that's like a really long time to say ew. Whatever, Roxy. What time? My normal stream time. So like 1. Yeah, 1 Eastern Standard. Yeah. Yo, Kamaboo, what's up? How are you, friend? Yeah. So 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, we'll start stream. Not long after, we'll start community games, and we're just doing community games all stream. The entire stream. Hey, Laud. Yeah, I will be. Miss it because I'll be working. Oh, the air show. Oh, my God, Anu. I hope you have fun, though. I bounce so many streams, I get times mixed. I understand. Oh, God, do I understand that in my bones. Hey, Sid. Can we watch it? I'm sick at home. Oh, Sid, I feel you, dude. Listen, I don't know how many of you, I know this is a very reoccurring subject here. It's just because it happens to me all the time. I don't know how many of you get migraines. But I get them pretty frequently. And when I experienced something I've never experienced before, I was fine. I'll get headaches here or there, and I can deal with them. Migraines are just absolutely disgusting. We took off to go to Florida. Fine. Okay, that's fine. As we were starting to descend, I felt like a knife was being dug into my eyebrow. Like it was something I've never felt before. And I think I think I understand why it happened. I think I know why it happened. You can hear I'm somewhat congested. I have a nasal thing. I don't know where it is. Like I'm okay. It's fine. I think it's a mixture of like sinus infection mixed with migraine. And they both went like this. And it just was like awful. Yeah. I've never felt that before. Not like that. I've had some really bad ones, but that was bad, man. That was really, really bad. Yeah. Empress, thank you for the Prime for 6 months. Mini Weedy, thank you for the 10 months. Oh my goodness. I've had it twice broken nose, so I feel that. Yeah, I'm gonna find a specialist. I've been to a neurologist. They've prescribed me medicine. I feel like it doesn't do shit. I feel like it doesn't do anything, man. But the trip was fun. I was able to maintain. I was able to take medicine out the wazoo, and it wasn't that bad. I was able to enjoy the parks and enjoy our time together. And yeah, it was super great, man. It was super great. Where were we? Disney. My wife and I on our anniversary trip. Yeah. Papa Smurf. What's up, homie? Am I playing with you later or what? Get those every once in a while. It hurts so bad. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, Grizzly, I feel that. Sometimes I literally have to make it feel better. So if you get those in any way, shape, or form, the littlest bit, whatever, God, do I feel you here. Because, man, they suck. Yeah, they suck so much. But, yeah, here we are. I don't have COVID. I was like, do I have COVID? I tested. I'm fine in that sense. Yeah, Disney's great, man. We love it. We love it. We're becoming those people. Well, if you're joining, yes, Papa Smurf, I will be. Yes. I have a bacteria in my mouth treating with, oh my God, Sid. Oh, I hope you feel better. Yeah. Hey, Blue, how are you? Good to see you. Sparkle, tier 2 for 11 months. Oh my goodness. Hi, Sparkle. What? Don't yell at me. Oh my God, all these resubs. Jesus. Thank you, Blood Sample. Flash saying the buzzwords for Twitch. What buzzwords? I didn't say anything. I just work here. Yeah, I just work here. But yeah, so I might do TTS. We might try it for a couple streams and see how it goes. And anytime I feel like we need to pause it because we know we're going into something that we can't have interruption or anything like that, then I can pause it. And then I can just continue playing it. But it's going to take some effort to get to that point. So we'll see. Having read Robin, dude, let's go. Hell yeah. The burger with the egg on it. Sheesh. A friend of mine is at Disney as well. What a coincidence. Oh, it was so great. It was so great. Anytime I get a chance to get away with the misses is so good. And TTS will be gone after a couple streams. Hi, Aldi. Oh my goodness. Last time, Lord, thank you for the 1 year. Oh my God. Thank you guys for the hype train too, man. Shit. This is a Wednesday. What's happening? So today we are starting with the weekly. Obviously, I've been gone, so I wasn't able to do it on Monday. So we'll do it today. And then after I do the weekly, I think what we're going to do is we will play a few, kind of burn some time. And then after that time is said burned, then we're going to be joining Mr. Glacius and friends for a lockdown protocol. I was going to do the all difficulty 1 evidence, and I thought that will be better for Friday, where the entire stream is nothing but. So we will start on Friday and get back into it. Mr. Tom completed it today, which was awesome. I went back and watched some of his stream. That was tense as shit, but that was awesome. Oh my God. Gio, thank you for the bits. Anime, thank you for the 4 months. Did you go to the massive food truck area and in Orlando local? The area is near Disney. No, we didn't. We never left. We never left the grounds. No, there is a cool food truck spot In Disney Springs. If you go in Disney Springs, I guess it's still there. You go in the depths of it. There's people that play music there, and there's food trucks, and it's pretty cool. I've been there once before. Yeah. Hi, Gaga. How are you, friend? Do you hear he kicked? But I did. I went back and watched some of it. I haven't watched the entire thing. It's a lot of games, but I did. I watched the very tense last game at least. Hey, Kay, good to see you. Lost Cat, thank you for the 9 months. How many Twitch babies are today? Guys, listen, I can't be paying to take care of all these babies. I'm going to blow my nose, though. But thinking of stream things, that's so much child support. I'm going to start looking for other music, too. I love this playlist, but, man, I play it every goddamn time. I want to find some more stuff to play. So I'm going to try to look for more stream-friendly stuff. I have options when it comes to that, like Monster Cat. I think like this is mainly Monster Cat. But Epidemic Sound, I might be able to find stuff there. We will see. Just pay to take care of the baby, not that hard. Wait. Hey, wait. What do you mean not that hard? Hey, Rod, what's up, dude? But yeah, let's do the weekly. Let's do the weekly. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for everything. Lizzie, thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you. Just work overtime. Not that hard. Listen, dude. Listen. All right. We're going to be nice and fresh for Phasmo. Holy moly. It hasn't been that long, but it felt like the last stream we did Friday the 13th. The one before that, half of it was 10 bells. Yeah. Ew, a child, brother. Ew. We play with friendos in the weekly? No, this rotation around, I'm doing these solo. No, the last one I did with friendos. The last one I did. Dude, 10 bells is cool. I want to do it again because I want to get all the anomalies. We have cut ourselves short because we haven't seen all of them yet. Remember how to play? We're going to find out. Friday 13th. Oh, God, I love that game. I'm going to be so sad when it's gone. I'm going to be so sad. But we might get lucky and we might have the chance to do one more Friday the 13th with Friday the 13th. So we'll see. We will see. Play some of those erotic. Listen, dude, I'm getting so tired of getting recommended those games. Anybody else get recommended those when they're looking for games? Oh, shit. Still haven't fixed this yet. Shush. No. There we go. Marking the calendar. Yeah.
Welcome back.
There is one more Friday the 13th, and it is in December. And they said that they're shutting down the servers completely, 100%, the last day of the year. They might shut them down sooner. So, I don't know. They're always on the top charts. Why? Do really, like, I need to look at the Steam charts and see how many people play those games daily. Chip Daddy. Oh my goodness, you creepy tier 3. Thank you for the 19 months. What's up, Chip? I didn't know they were shutting. Yeah. They, long story short, we went over this last time. But they went through some legal issues where some of the assets that they were using, there was a lawsuit about it. They inevitably won the lawsuit, but it took so long to go through everything that they couldn't just sit and wait. So they had to make another game. They had to keep moving. Basically, they had to keep moving. So they did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was great, but it didn't hit the same. Not to me. Not to me. Texas Chainsaw was just very grindy, and it's just, yeah, I just didn't. The 3v4 just didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. Hey, Cashley. Alley Cat, thank you for the lurk, friend. But yeah, anyway. Funny when you said you didn't think we could sleep to 10 bells, though. My husband said he clearly doesn't know you very well because I fell asleep to both you and his... Oh, during 10 bells you fell asleep? Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh my God. Peggy, thank you for the 26 months. Oh my goodness. Wait, Ms. V coming in. Wait. Hi, Ms. V. Wait, why didn't I even see a thing for it? Wait, what? Is it missing? What happened? D24, thank you for the 2 months. Did I miss something? I'm so confused. Never really got into Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, I tried, man. I tried. It just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. I know we talked about it, but like Grammy loved it. Yeah, Grammy played it a lot. I think Friday the 13th was replaced with, well, the idea was them to try and replace it with, but I don't think it was an even trade. You put those two on the scale, dude, for me, Friday the 13th wins. I love horror movies, but Texas Chainsaw just wasn't something I get into either. Oh, I love the movies are great. The movies were fine for me. It wasn't the movies. It was just the game. It was the experience. Okay. Well, we got some stuff to look at, eh? We are on our way when it comes to the monthly goals. There is our September, if you will, if I may, if we must. Come in to say hi. I'll be back to join the next time you stream. No worries, Blood Moon. You're good. Lots of homework. Get your homework done. You do you, boo-boo. You do you, boo-boo. So wrong. What's up? Man, I wish I could find that nasal stuff. We'll be fine. We will live. Buying a Fingy shirt soon. Oh, I appreciate you, Cyanotic. Yeah, so I'm paying up on Sunday for the Playing with Viewers. Sunday. And then the Hot Ones box is here. The Hot Ones box is here and ready. So whenever that day comes, it won't be very long after because I don't have to order anything. Because it's here. So we will see. Hey, Lynn! Hey, Lynn, thank you for the subs, friend. Slender, Fierce, Enjoy. Welcome, welcome. Finally made it home from the second root canal. Oh, yuck. Ew. Sinister, I hope it wasn't bad, man. I don't know how they are now. I remember, I think I had one when I was a kid. Did I have a root canal when I was a kid? Maybe not. Maybe they just yoinked my tooth. The weekly was great. Ms. V and I did it together, and we beat Chinggis's time. Ayo. I didn't even look to see what the weekly was. Hey, Sam, the trip was great. Lots of awesome time to spend with Mrs. Flash. So that was awesome. That was super great. Super great. All right, let me get the image from Mike. An hour and 5 minutes? Oh, boy. Don't tell me that. Actually, that's not, I mean, listen, again, we have time, so we're okay. We're okay. Yo, what's up, Hex? Hex, thank you for the 6 months. Hope you had a lovely time away with Mrs. Flash. I did. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate you. Anytime away from the kids for you 2 times worth. Oh, absolutely. 1,000,000%. We do so much with the kiddos, but spending time away with just you two is necessity. It's a necessity. What is this week? Survival of the fittest? It's survival of the fittest, right? One where Aiju to Obake? Oh, nice. That's not that bad. Yes? Okay. Donka. Oh, let me turn this off. I'm sorry. There we go. All right, let me get these up here. First, we'll go into here, do the thing. Remember, we're level 48, so we prestiged, and we're on our way. We're not that far. We're honestly not. Wait, did I do something? Oh, there it is. There it is. Gotta go to sleep. Good night, damn. Getting so close to Hot Ones, Faz. I haven't been able to watch live as much because I've been working heaps. Been a huge VOD enjoyer lately. Well, I appreciate you watching the VODs. Thank you. Boop, ba-doo, boop, ba-doo, boop, boop. Mrs. J Thick. Oh, my goodness. Haven't been in a while. Hello. Good to see you. Managed to see the split second between blinks. That same thing happened to Tom. I watched on one of Tom's games today. Like, the chat caught the blinks. Haruka, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you, friend. Pinnacle. My goodness. Got to keep this song in the new playlist. Oh, I'll definitely keep some of these in the playlist. Yeah, I just got to have time to work on it. That's all. Yeah, I've been good. I've been good, Mrs. J. Yeah, we're getting there, friend. We're getting there. Pinnacle, thank you for the 6. All right, let me get cracking elsewhere so we can do the ting. So we can do the ting. Found a new tube. Now obsessed with Phas. Bought it myself with daughter. We have a blast. Hey, let's go. How many hours would you say you guys have in it now? If you had to guess. Do the ting. We're going to do the ting. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. All right, so I need that guy. Oh God. Good there. All right. All right, that should do it. We should be good. We should be cracking. Okay. Okay. Got the goose with the knife from... I haven't played Untitled Goose Game. I've never played it. Yeah, I haven't played that yet. I have to give it a whirl. At some point, eventually. I mean, it's only been out forever. Only been out forever. Level of brain rot? Oh God. It's not even on the scale. What do you mean, ew? Brother, ew. Probably your favorite. Oh, nice. All right, what is happening with this? All right, I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready. Yo, what's up, Max? How we doing, dude? How we doing, dude? Why you no worky? Oh, come on. You annoying turd. Hold on. Nothing like some troubleshooting to start the day. Hey, Shron. Oh, thank you, friend. I appreciate you. I didn't touchy. I didn't. All right, let's try this again. Told them to watch all the videos to learn more. Oh gosh. Don't put that pressure on me, Ricky Bobby. All right, it's eventually going to work. I feel old. In a month, it'll be my 4-year anniversary. Oh my God. Sirash, that's different though. We've trapped you here. You're not allowed to leave. That's different. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Alyssa, hello. Welcome in. Had her 17 months. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta. All right. Now we're ready. All right. I told you I was trapped. I knew you were trapped. You haven't missed anything. No, Sid, we're about to get started. No, we're about to get started. I apologize for the congestion sound. I'm sorry, but I just can't help it. We got a weekly to do, so we got to do it. We got to do it. We do be here. All I hear excuses. How dare you? How dare? All right, we're ready to rock. This week's challenge is survival of the fittest. You've got no pills, no sanity, no evidence to work with. It's going to be a tough one, and it's on Edgefield. Thank goodness it's on a small map. But we do that 3 times, we get our 5K. So let's look and see what we have to work with. Let us see. Oh, this might be screwed. Actually, wait. Actually, no, I think it might be okay. Okay, that part's screwed. I ain't saying, I'm not saying either. It's okay. I'm not saying either. It's the alerts that I haven't had a chance to fix. That's okay. We're fine. It's good enough. It's good enough. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Okay. So if we look, we have 100% player speed. We have 100% ghost speed. The monkey paw, which could be extremely helpful. No sanity, no restoration. And it looks like we have a mixture. So I see like tier 3 EMF, tier 2 flashlights, tier 1 spirit box, tier 1 cruise. Okay, this is quite the loadout. And there's 0 sanity restoration, but we do have 2 things of sanity. Thank goodness. But let's see what we can do. I think we'll be fine. It's basically a no evidence run. Right? Basically a no evidence run. I tried this and got wrecked as soon as I walked in. Oh yeah. I mean, no pill, you have no sanity or anything. Ghosty can get you immediately. The power's on? Ooh. That's fine. I didn't want to go there anyway. Oh, what the fuck is going on? So it's freaking out. At least there's smudge sticks. Was there, the image, did I have a lighter? Did I have a lighter? Pick, thank you for the follow. Alyssa, thank you, friend. Ran into the garage upon starting the challenge. An Oni spawned for Hunt right in there as I opened the door. But did you know that it was an Oni, though? Did you know that it was an Oni? That's what matters. Because it doesn't matter if you kick the bucket. If Ghosty gives you the hug, it doesn't matter as long as you get it right. That's all that matters. Phoenix, hello, friend. 23 months. Phoenix, how are you? How's it going? I got Doom Slayed for my 2nd time this afternoon. Hey-o. Okay. Why was the watching without audio badge on and it isn't even selected? I don't know. Are you watching with audio? That's the real question. Got back from Japan earlier today. I was about to ask when you got back. Now in Cali, gearing up for TwitchCon. My God, nonstop. We have so many friendos that are going. I'm not. It was too close. It was way too close to my anniversary. I was like, I can't do that, and then that. I can't do both. It just can't happen. No, think of the 9 muds. Yeah. After work, teacher gossip is wild. What? Alyssa, thank you. I get you do get Chesney hugs. This is true. All right, let's go. We got a challenge to do. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, we're here.
Hush music. Hush. We have stuffs and things to do. Hush. Okay, so here's all of our equipment. We do have smudgies and lighters. So, I mean, smudge, lighter, crucifix, that's not that bad. Yes, having no evidence is going to be rough, I think, for a lot of people, but you have at least something to work with here. So that's not that bad. You know, flashlights work, yippee skippy. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right. So, Edgefield, we have Monkey Paw. We have no sanity. We have no evidence. We could still see any challenge that we have that says no evidence. this will still show you EMF. You will still see EMF 5 on this if there's EMF. Just side note. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this. We're going to throw these inside. That's what we're going to do. We're going to prep. We're going to prep a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much, because the ghosty might give itself away immediately, and that could save us tons of time. So there's no point in trying to recreate the wheel here. Could you wish for sanity? You absolutely can. 1,000,000% could wish for sanity. So if you're curious to know if the ghosty is like, I would say, or if you're curious to know if it's one of the ones that hunts under like a shade, you could wish for sanity, absolutely, and get away with it. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Rafa. Hi, Coach. What's all, dude? All right, I'll take this in there just because we've opened the door, so now activity can start happening. Nothing happens till you open the door. All right, we got that. We got that. We just need to figure out what the ghosty is. So we're going to go run, hide, and pray. I guess I don't even need that, actually, because this right here is our electronic. So if it's a Raiju, that'll give it away. Give it away. Give it away. All right. Man, that's quite the arrangement of stuff. All right, let's rock. Well, that's a crappy start. It came over to me right there. Am I crazy, or did that sound like a fast twin? That sounded like a fast twin. You know what, you little jerk hole? Sounded like a twin? Yeah. It never had line of sight on us. At no point. Or a mimic. I mean, facts. It was a little fast. Yeah. Hybrid. Thank you, friend. Thank you, Alyssa. Question is, where is it? Can never tell the twins apart from the normal ghosts. The more that you play, the more hunts you have, it becomes more noticeable. Yeah. It definitely becomes more noticeable. Oh, thank you, Hybrid. I appreciate it. 20 rounds, and I never once had anything but a normie. Oh no. Oh no. It's behind me? Why is it not? I mean, I did smudge, but damn. Again? Yeah, it's upstairs. Question is, where upstairs? Do I have time to run and get this crucifix? Let's try and get it. Pretty sold on it, but we want to check for orbs just to be safe. You know where it sounded like it came from? Okay, that's rude as shit. Devastating loss of life. Can't check for orbs. Oh no, I don't have video camera. Oh, I didn't even think about that. All right, well, fun fact. You can't check for orbs unless you're playing with somebody else. If you're playing with somebody else, they can take this in and go in there. But we've had multiple hunts with the same speed. Crucified. The audacity. That's all right. I'll go in the hood. Okay, hiding there. We got a paw if we want. Orb showing the tier 1 now. They always have. They always have. Just kick the breaker. You little a-hole. Challenge mode. Yeah, it's the weekly. I would love the slow twin. Slow twin would be nice. Night Ms. V, thank you, friend. Refuse to do it. I die. No, you'd be fine. Listen, precautionary measures. You bring in crucifixes, you bring in smudges, you bring in all the things. You can run over here. I don't know if all the hiding is open. Let me see. Look, you could run to the garage, camp up, grab the bone, go over here, and listen. Because you never know, even if you don't know a crap ton about the ghosts, you might hear a ghost where the speed is very, very different, and it makes it a lot easier to know. Brian, welcome in. What's up, Devil? So yeah, Yetting, hello. Bring a bag of cookies. That's right. Come on, would you hunt already, please? We're pretty convinced you're a twin, but I would love another hunt. I don't want to do the... I could. F it. I wish to see the ghost. I wish to see the ghost. I was like, I have no sanity. I might not be able to do that, actually. But I crinkled and hunted, so I'm not going to... Fast again? What she thought was fast when it turned out to be a Moroi earlier. Oh, really? Well, see, the difference is that we have no sanity. If this was a Moroi, this thing would be a speed demon. There's no other ghost that would be that speed. There's no other ghost. Because if you look at all of your ghosties here, for it to be a little bit faster, so you take away all of the ghosts that are normal speed without line of sight, right? Without line of sight, these are all very normal speed ghosties. Normal, normal, normal. Okay. So that leaves you with Revi. Absolutely not. Hantu, no way. It would have been way faster in its room and changed speed based on temperature. Mimic, it's been the same every time. So I'm going to say no. Hopefully we're not getting bamboozled. That would be super fast, super slow. It would change speed with that. There's no way. It has to be twins. It has to be. It has to be. Can you use the paw wish for the knowledge? You could, if you want to get rid of a piece of evidence. Yeah, you absolutely could. Yeah, twins. We just never got the slow one. That's all. I mean, it's RNG. It's not like it's a guarantee if you're going to get one or the other. So that's fine. All right. We got one. Let's go back and do it again. Let's go back and do it again. All right. So this time, I'm not going to waste time. This time, we're going to bring all these. Oh, cool. If it's a Hantu, we just found its home. I know I just threw down the lighter. Relax. All right. I got all the smudges in there. I'm going to get a flashlight. Get a flashlight. We're going to get crucifix. I'm going to save this one just in case. Yeah, just in case. This one we're going to bring with us. That light in case it decides to kick the power. We have multiple smoogies. Yeah, I think we're ready to rock. Ready to rock. TD, thank you for the 16 months. Appreciate you. Hi, Faith. Funny seeing you here in your live that you have scheduled. Listen. Wait for what? What am I waiting for? How's Disney? Oh, Disney was great. Okay. Video camera? No, we don't have one. We don't have one. It's fine. Is that a slow twin? No way. What? What? There's no way that's a Hantu, right? It would have changed speeds, and it definitely did not. I could go kick the breaker. Too fast for slow twin? No way. No, no, no. There's no way it's too fast for slow twin. Here, do it like this. Four letters and it rhymes with care. It literally can't be, Siraj. It literally can't be. Hi, Kyle. Come on, hunt again, you turd. Let's go. Didn't see its breath. You're not going to see the Hantu's breath unless the power's off. So that's why I went ahead and turned the power off. Yeah, thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Fade. So we kick the power off so we can see it. If it is. I don't think it is, but we'll see here in a second. Can always be if you use your imagination. That's not how this works. I don't know if I would hunt either if you called me a turd. Well, I mean, okay. I didn't realize I put the ghosty in its feels. Betty Lancaster. How are you, Vin? Ghost have feelings too. I guess it's not having it. We're not gonna hunt anymore? Huh? I mean, I could go get the monkey paw, but I feel like it's gonna spawn on me. Harold Lancaster's relative? It might be. It's his sister. Watch. I'm gonna go over here and then it's gonna hunt. Ready? Ready? Fast twin. Oh, hey, where are you? So unfortunately, no twinage here on the board. That would have been actually pretty great to show. That would have been pretty good, but unfortunately, it didn't exist. 2 twins. 4 ghosties. Hey, man, listen, I'm not going to complain. Ghosty that's a different speed, I'll take it. Ooh, headgear. Let's go. All right. One more. Rigged? How so? Watch it be a twin. If I get 3 twins, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be pretty funny. All right. Let's go. This time even faster. This one's going to be speedy speed run. This one's going to be speedy speed run. Because we're going to go in right now like this. Just like this. F it. Every time I get to this switch. Is this a Dio? No way. Get out of here. What are you doing here? Oh, come on. Come here, Fran. They want to get a good look at you. What a yeet. We'll have it hunt again just to make sure that it stays a Dio. Look at you, you little cutie pie. All right. 2 twins and a Dio? Seen that movie? It's rigged. No, it's not. All right, we'll get one of these, and we'll get one of these so we can, you know, look at it. Would you just look at it? It is a nice night to walk your Dio. Yes, it is. No, we definitely don't want to get Mimake. Imagine if it hunts again and it's something different. So the smudge is good because it buys us time for the ghost to change it to another ghosty. Yeah. It's bring your Dio to work day. It could be. Yeah. Alyssa, thank you, friend. Thank you, Chelsea. So in case it does cut power, we can still see. So that's good. That's good. Like how he says, where are you? When he in fact knows exactly where you are. Well, according to them, according to the devs, they said that when the ghosty is doing that kind of talking, it's gibberish. Like it doesn't mean anything. Like I don't know if I believe that because it's very clear. We were convinced it said "Ensign, where are you?" Hey CJ, what's up, friend? They can change. If it's a mimic, it can. Yeah. Is that a hiding spot? This? It can be. I mean, it breaks line of sight. This you could use if the ghosty is pathing where it comes downstairs and goes that way. You can use this and it can't see you. The only way it can see you is if it comes into the room. Then it can see you. Right. Let's go, little Dio. Here, we'll watch the activity board from here while we're waiting. See what it's doing. It's a little hard to see from here. Look at my render. It's not good. Ain't good. That is not what she said at all. There we go. Thud, 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 thud. Yeah, okay. It's a Dio. I knew it. Just look at it. Here, watch. We'll do this. Watch. Smudge. Oh, God. There we go. Thank you, Sean. They're so greasy. They're so wet and greasy. I mean, I guess he was outside for a little bit, huh? All right. Little Dio. This is not rigged. What do you mean? It is not rigged. Listen, it's RNG, okay? Just because my RNG is different than your RNG.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Oh, little Dio. So twin, Dio. I don't remember the last time I had a weekly where it gave obvious ghosties like that. I will take it. I will take it. That is complete, friends. That is complete. I have no idea how long that took us, but cool. What, like 20, like 30 minutes probably ish? That's an interesting version of Duck Duck Goose. I figured he would enjoy it. The ghosties missed us. It took it easy. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. They're like, listen, he's back. He hasn't played in a little while. We'll take it easy. All right. So now we are basically killing time until Sir Glacius is ready. I didn't pay anybody. Do you go to Disney World or Disneyland? Disney World. I've never actually been to Disneyland before. Yeah, we were, the missus and I were just talking about that. I've never actually been to Disneyland. I've been to Cali. I've just never been there. Yeah. Alyssa, friend, what the duck? Duck Moose. Wait a minute. That was such a lucky weekly run, though. I'll take it, man. Listen, I could do a few more of these. I mean, they're not going to benefit me in any way, shape, or form. Well, you know what? Hold on. You know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? This is what I'll do. This is what I'll do. Now, the equipment's going to be different. You're not going to... I just won't use video cameras. But what I could do is we could do this. It's basically my 1012. Why don't I do a few of those so that way we can be a little helpful here and people can understand a little bit about like the ghosties and maybe things they can pick up for the weekly challenge. What resort did you stay at? We stayed at the beach club. I've never been there before. Yeah, the places I have stayed in my life, I have stayed at, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I stayed at the Polynesian. Our family had like a paid for trip, which was sick. I was like 10. I was a kid. I've been to one of the, I think it was the art and animation ones. I've been to one of those before. I think. Did I hear no sound with that alert, by the way? Did I hear nothing with that? Sayonara, thank you for the biddies. Missed the whole weekly. That's all right. We're going to do a few runs anyway. That would basically be this. You heard it? Why didn't I hear it? Can I replay it? I will see it in a little bit. The All-Star Sports Music or Movie. Yeah. It was, I stayed, I think, at the music one. It was low. Wonder why. That was weird. All right, let's do a few of these runs. This is basically the weekly. Art of Animation is one resort. Well, there's the, yeah, so there's the Art of Animation, the All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, right? Glay! Hi, Mr. Glay. Stay at the Art of Animation. I did not stay at the animation. No, I'm pretty sure it was the, I think it was the music one. But yeah, I've stayed there. I stayed at the Contemporary and then the beach. Yeah. Animal Kingdom Lodge is great. Oh, that's cool. That would be really cool to do. Art of Animation and Pop Century are connected by the Skyliner gondola thingy. Oh, see, that's all the I know what you're talking about. The oh god. What is it called? I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you mean. The little, like, the cars going up above. Whatever. Thank you guys to the bits. I've determined Edgefield's my least favorite house map. Why? I like Edgefield. Mr. Glay, how are you, friend? But yeah, when we stayed with the family, we went to the Contemporary, and the main reason I wanted to go there was for basically for comfort. Knowing that the monorail goes directly through it, I was like, bro, it's Florida. It's gonna be like 90 degrees, 100 degrees. Yeah, AC would be sick. Yeah. If I hide in a hidden place and use a tier 1 temperature controller, will the ghost still be able to detect me? Why is that in quotes? Who said that? What are all the secret badges other than the event point, hope, ferryman, collected 50? The other, what are all the secret badges? I mean, there's the badges for like official creators. There's the badges for devs, for artists, stuff like that. Yeah. Knight, thank you for the 13. Gamer Wolf, thank you for gifting to BK. Who said that? I don't, it's in quotes. It's in quotes, so I assume that someone else asked for it. But no, the ghosty cannot figure out where you are with the mercury thermometer. No. You could have that out all day or day. All right, so I do have a couple upgraded things here that you're not going to have in the weekly, but it's close enough. It's close enough. Like I have a tier 2 crucifix and tier 3 flashlight and yada yada, but it's the same thing. I'll just pretend like the video cameras don't exist. I'll just pretend like they don't exist. So what I'm gonna do, because if you want to do this quickly, here, actually we'll take these to the door. Rigged. What's rigged? All right, so put that there, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna get smudge and flashlight. So it's 0 sanity, 0 evidence. Ghosty can hunt us immediately, but I do have power though. I do have power. So I have 3 smudges on me right now. I'm going to take one and throw it on the ground. Do this. Get light. Wait. Oh, it already kicked the power. Oh, what a jerkhole. What ghost did you pick? I mean, get this time. The other ones I got 2 twins and a Dio. What does the parabolic mic do? It allows you to hear certain things that can give away the ghost. But it allows you to detect where the ghost is, especially on larger maps. On larger maps, it can be a big... Oh, it's downstairs, isn't it? Oh, you sack of poop. On larger maps like Sunny Meadows, it can be pretty tough, or high school, to find where the ghost is. But you can figure out where the ghost is with the parabolic because it'll give you a sound. It has a range of 30 meters. I don't think the tier 1 does. Is it the tier 1 is 20 and the tier 2 and tier 3 are 30? I think. Not a gin? No. No. This multiplier I have starts the power. Son of a bitch. This one starts with the power on, and the ghosties shut it off. Early hunter? No, I have no sanity. I have none. It's a normal ghost. This one is harder than the other ones. There we go. Now I can actually turn the damn lights on. It's gonna kick the breaker. Place your bets. Place your bets. Okay, jerk. I'm not helping you. Shut up. Tier 2 should be 25. Is it? Are you saying you think it should be? Because I don't think it is. Alyssa, thank you, Hybrid. What's up, Chris? Welcome in. Thank you for the bottle. All right. Very normie ghost so far. This. There. You son of a bitch. Tier 3 can go up and downstairs. Yes. Is this a year, right? I don't think so, but that sounded very abrupt. How many hours do I have in the game? Many. Many much hours. These. Was that blurb? That sounded like it was really sharp in my right ear. Ghosty. Ooh, double boing. Oh, you suck. What the is this a demon? Let me see this. Like, holy shit, it just blew those out. Oh, pff. Stop it. Hey, Fancy. Subpar, welcome in. How many rounds to take? 3. We got in 3. Okay, dude. Like, okay, it's within range to eat this, and then it comes back over here and blows those out. What a jerk. I needed to try to eat this one, though, so we can cancel out an Onryo. The demon? Maybe. I'll smudge it this time and we'll find out. 4 rounds total. That's not bad. Listen, if you don't do no evidence runs often, then it's freaking tough. Delish. No, it's a noni. Noni. Oh, hey, hey. I can't see shit. Halen, thank you for the bits. Trifecta, welcome in. Thank you for the prime, Fred. Appreciate you. I did not do a timer, which is super sad. Okay, all right. Quit playing with your dinghy. Hey, do a timer. I'll just literally do a timer like on your phone or on the computer or whatever. Okay. No. Stop it. Here, I'll stand over here. Wait, I'll stand on it. Uh-oh. It might hunt from right there because I don't know if that reaches. I don't want to play with the ball. Okay. Onryo, I'd say, is out of here. Tis out of here. Dude, but you feel like you're everywhere. Was that... There was no way that was 60. That had to be 90, right? That had to be 90. That took a long time. Okay, dude. 90. Yeah, or at least over 90 for sure. Now, what have I not had to do? We need to watch it hunt. We need to watch it hunt. No demon? No. Hey, Valley. How many more meters does a crucifix affect a demon? Depends on the crucifix. Bro, you are everywhere. Tried to watch it, see if maybe it would be like, you know, box snake or something like that. Got ads. Yeah, they just hit. I couldn't even snooze them. For the sake of moving on to the next one, I might actually pull a coach and guess it. Didn't pick up. Oh, I haven't done a fish. I haven't done a yokai test. I actually have not done a yokai test. We could do that. Fruit wedges, thank you for the 2 months. Nope. Maggie, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. What's a yokai test? The yokai test is when you use an electronic in your hand or you use your voice to test distance, if it can sense where you are. And Ghosty was over here, and it knew that I was over here. So not a yokai. Not a yokai. What are we missing test-wise? Try mirror test. F off, nerd. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this a banshee? Thank you, Storm. Oh, this is not good because I don't have the space for this. Banshee scream. I could try. Yennefer, hello. Ads are almost done, so I'm going to wait. Ads are almost done, so we're going to wait like 25 seconds. Yeah. Bean, Young Eagle, welcome in. It does feel like it's everywhere, and it feels like it is following me. Yeah. That was Coach's voice, indeed. Yes, it was. Correct. That's her favorite ghosty because she yells. Seems like it's stalking? Yeah. All right. Ads are done. I was waiting outside till ads are done. I have a sneaky that this is a banshee. I'm going to run upstairs. So if it's a banshee, it can't stalk me if I go upstairs because it can only stalk from the basement or the attic to the main floor. So if it's on the first floor, it can't go up there. It can't go up there. Run. Is it sung during an event? No. Banshees are more likely to do that. It doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to do it. Guaranteed to do what? The singing event. Okay, smudged. That'll buy me some time. Oh, here, where are you? Nice hiding. You like that? This is our last ditch effort right here. Does that kind of hiding work? It breaks line of sight. Now, if the ghost touches the door, you might be screwed. If the ghost touches the door, then it's going to basically pull it from your hands. Do the roar. You shut your lips. Smell like a Fruit Loop. I'm not your dad, Craig. We did not properly test this ghosty. So I don't know. Right now? We need to go outside. We need to go outside. Just under 60. Was that under 60? Get out of here. Nuh-uh. Sounds like indigestion. Was like 58. Wasn't it earlier that we said that we thought it could have been a demon and then all of a sudden we're like, no, it's hunting after like 90, so probably not. Didn't we say that? Oh, wait, I don't need that. Is this a stinky demon? Gary, welcome in. Thank you. Thank you, PJ. Let's go for it. Missed some of the hunt. No, that's okay. No, we were doing bunch of tests for the ghosties, thinking it might be a yokai or it could be a an onryo and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, this feels like it hunted quickly. Is this a demon? So we then timed it and it took way over 90 seconds. Like, what the? So it was just a lazy demon. Did you actually get it right? Yes, you did. Cynotic, thank you for the bits. What the? Well, got it though. And we got an upgraded EMF. Let's go. You had 0 sanity. Correct, but still, even with 0 sanity, demons can hunt you after 20 seconds, even if you haven't smudged. They can hunt you 20 seconds if you haven't smudged, 60 if you have. So that's why I was like, this feels like it. And also, no, what was really throwing me off, the crucifix bites. It was blowing out a candle. It blew out a candle in the kitchen and then ate the crucifix almost immediately, which means the distance that it was away from the crucifix, I feel like only a demon could have reached. Is it possible that it walked over there and then got it? Yes. That's why I wasn't sure. But yeah. There we go. Sold. Had a demon where it hunted after 60. It's probably a shitty. I think it's a shitty demon. Yeah, it was a shitty demon. All right, let's do it again. Again, this isn't exactly the weekly. It's just close to, because I have some of the equipment that's different. Some of my settings are different, but this is my 10-12 multiplier. So yeah.
Check the equipment.
So sold.
Before investigating. The ghost here seems to be linked to a cursed object. Go and take a closer look. Maybe using it will help your investigation.
Wraith? I'd be okay with a Wraith. I would be okay with a Wraith. Okay, let's get get you. Remember, we put that in there just because life. Throw that. We don't want to put another crucifix down. Not yet. Get this. Okay, that'll work. That'll do, pig. That'll do. There's a reason I'm a little shocked. Whoops. I didn't have a lighter. When I went to smudge and realized I couldn't smudge. Okay, dude. And realized I couldn't smudge, I just went as wide as I possibly could to get away from it. Oh, shit. Sold. I'll take it. Did that the other day. Yeah, it happens. Happens to the best of us, man. Josh, welcome in. Yeah, you know. How can you tell the difference between an event and a hunt? Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of things. Tornazan. 17 months for tier 3. Oh, hi, friend. Oh, my goodness. Pretty sure I've watched you pull that move in a clip once before. I have. I did, because but that time I did it because I just wanted to see if I could do it. This time I had to do it to stay alive. So there was a difference. Winds of Gale, thank you for the 7 months. Hello. Oh, my Lanta. Yeah, Mads, welcome in. Come on, dude. I didn't smudge it. It's a cursed item. I don't have one. I didn't have one. All right. Okay. That's unnecessary. Unnecessary. Now you're going to eat that crucifix and I hate your face. Right. Get out of my room. Get out of here. Get out. Guys. Okay. That was really weird. The speed was weird. Seemed faster at first. It just wasn't speeding at me. I felt like a Dio normally does. Yeah. Turning off the power and looping it? I mean, it's going to be the same speed. It's going to be the same speed. For it to run at us like that and then slow down in the same room and not change based on the temps. Yeah. Take the little Dio for a walk. It's all good. I thought it couldn't hunt after talking to the crucifix. Oh, no, it can. It can. There's just a certain time. There's a time frame.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
What's up, Jackson? Another Dio. Well, she... It's a mimic. No. The turning, try off, ghost power, the looping in. Roger that. Roger that. I do have the demon achievement. Yeah. I do. I does. Which one the parabolic mic is? Sure. It's that one. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. It's that one. Who'd you say you're waiting for? Mr. Glacius. Mr. Glacius is going to be inviting us to play some Lockdown Protocol. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, of course. But of course, this one is the only one that can hear the floor above and below. So do be aware of that. Do be aware. All right, we'll do this another time. Again, we were just kind of getting some levels in, burning some time. What is the demon achievement? The demon achievement is when the demon uses its ability to hunt you within 90 seconds, but also get you within 90 seconds. I mean, 60 seconds, sorry. I'm not checking Steam right now, try. Watch for a while now. I still don't know the lore. So is there like another team that comes in and... Oh, I know what you mean. I think the idea would be that another team would come in to exorcise said ghost. There are people that definitely... There are people that want there to be exorcisms in this game. I never want there to be exorcisms in this game. No, it would ruin it. It would absolutely ruin it. Yennefer, thank you for the bits. Yeah. Has to use its ability in 60 seconds. Correct. That's why I said 60 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. But this time we're going to grab a lighter. Missing the demon achievement. It took me forever. It took me forever to get it, honestly. Some people got it the first day. It's just, it's RNG. RNG. Okay, smudge. Got a cruise in there. Good. Just play demonology if we do that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What's up, Abby? Okay, let's go. You bitch. You don't have to die in 60. Yes, you do. Let's see here. Here, we'll verify just to make sure. Just to make sure that we're on the same page. So I guess it's probably going to be this one down here-ish. Wait, okay. Or don't. That's fine. Get killed by a demon ability within the first minute. Get killed by a demon ability within the first minute. Get not alive. Get huggied. First minute. Now we're on the same page. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Freestyle, I'm good. How are you? Beginner question. How do I build my scare tolerance? Because sometimes I panic. Get expired. Right. We can think of all kinds of stuff. One way I would recommend getting over some of that would be not adding anything and literally letting the ghost hunt you. Literally letting the ghost hunt you. Out of date. Right. Can a demon use its ability during the setup time? No. No. Not if you are on amateur or intermediate. It can't. If you get bodied. Right. There's so many different ways to do it. Trade in your birth certificate. That's good. I like that one. Yeah. Using that one in a hospital setting. Oh my God. All right. We're just going to go for it. It might be, it possibly could be a mimic, but I don't think so. If it is, whatever. If it is, whatever. The forever nap. That's right. Bang.
Welcome back.
How did Insum get it? By getting unalived within 60 seconds. Dirt nap. Yeah, see, so many good things. Rabby. Easy 2K. Easy 2K. He died at 113. You know the exact second at which the ghost got him? Can you give me... Here, send me the clip. Send me the clip. If it's a Twitch clip, I can, you can post it. Pushing up daisies. I don't have it. Then how'd you know it was 113? All right, here. I'll do some research real quick. Give me a sec. Has a video, I believe? Yeah, let's go find it. I feel like the response is about to be, oh, well, I thought. Definitely weird. Yeah. If the time of the video is 113, that makes sense because there's loading screens. He was streaming? Yeah, so he probably made a video about it. It's fine. Do, 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 do. It was on the stats page after his run. Yeah, that's the, if it's on his stats page, that's the entire run. That's loading into the game. That's going, opening the door, getting back to the menu, all of that jazz. That's what I figured, yeah. Here, let's see. Let's see here. So if we go and do this, we look at this. Oh God, it's going to start loading all the shit. It's all right. Let's see here. 21, 23. Does the timer start when you open the front door? Does it start when you open the front door or when you load in the van? When you're doing speed runs, you have to do it from the second you get into the van. Front door. Okay. Yeah, when you're doing, if you ever decide to do Phasmophobia speed running, The second that you load into the van is the second the time starts. Yeah, speed running is very different than the actual game time. Yeah. Oh, he's almost in a mill. Shit. Get it. He's almost there. All right. So, I mean, we can guesstimate here a little bit, but you're at 2139, 2140. He opens the door, right? 2140. He opens the door. Okay. Yeah, I got to do some speed runs at some point. I haven't done speed running in a minute. See, 2140, he opened the door. Okay. Ghost is hunting him. He's trying to get it. 2234, he got. Less than 60 seconds. Yeah. I love him screaming at the ghost to get him. Dude, I'm telling you, like, this achievement sucked. Like, you see, he got his 9 months ago. I probably got mine similar to the same time as him. You just have to do it over and over and over and over and over again to try and get the ghosty to get you. It sucks. It sucks so much. Myth busted. Well, it's not really, I mean, there's no myth busted here. I'm just trying to show somebody who doesn't want to believe that I have an idea of what I'm talking about sometimes, especially when I'm showing the achievement right in the face. Get killed by a demon ability within the first minute. Well, how'd they do it? They did it by doing it under a minute. Yeah, it's RNG. Yeah, thanks for coming to our TED Talk. And now it's going to be, oh, okay. Demon's the only one. Yeah, it sucks. I kind of wish, I wish that there were more achievements that you really just, not just necessarily grinded for. I don't know. More unique achievements would be cool. Having to do special things would be really cool. Thought the time stopped at the team being killed. Well, he was a solo player. So, yeah, the time stopped when he got, which was under 60 seconds. Yeah. Demons can hunt. Listen, excuse me. You heard it here first. Shut up, Ripley. Need a non-lazy demon. Yeah. It's RNG, dude. All right. Let me go check with Mr. Glacius real quick. I'll never recover. You shouldn't recover. Ripley, you're good. I appreciate it. All right, where you at, Clay? Will he check DMs? We'll find out in a second. You can't set it to 0 sanity. You can set it to 0 sanity, but the demon has to use its ability within 60 seconds. You can set it to whatever sanity you want. It's not going to help you to set it to 0. Yeah. A lot of myths being busted today. And no, the bone doesn't spawn near the ghost. It is 100% random. If we're about to go down that rabbit hole as well. All right, cool. We got some time. And shit off at the pass. Yes, you don't have to take pictures of unalive teammates to get the insurance money. Insurance money has nothing to do with taking photos. The insurance money is if you're playing on amateur or intermediate and you pass, you get a certain amount of your money back. I can do a speed run 6 seconds. Open the game, close it, boom. I dig it. You don't have to bring back the equipment to keep it. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of myths that we have heard over the ages of Phasmophobias. Are you playing with Sir Glacius tonight? I am. He sent an invite to the team saying, hey guys, if you want to join us, or if you want to join in some games for some lockdown protocols, I can't turn that down. And it works out though. It works out because on Friday I can do the all difficulty tier 1. So I can make that the entire stream. Yeah. Ask the dev dad a Bloody Mary? No, they wouldn't do that. Gets more debunkable nonsense. Fishy Buns, listen. Why wouldn't they add that? Because that becomes cheese territory. Cornball. Asking them to add Bloody Mary, and then we're going to start asking them to add every single myth, every single like sort of horror aspect thing into the game. It's not, the realism goes out the window at that point. They should add the Maria rune. Now we're talking. At least maybe we'll get it. Hey, you know what? Is this the Maria rune? Are you Maria? We can't see her. My brightness is all the way up. Oh, one of these days, Alice. One of these days. Someone should make a horror game and just literally call it Maria Room. Listen, that would be one of the greatest trolls, to create a game and call it Maria Room, and it's literally just that room from the game. That'd be so good. Might be real indeed. What's a map concept you really want to see in Phas? I want to see a broke down carnival. Yeah, broke down carnival would be great. Do you think the dev should add more ghosts? 100%. I think we desperately need one. The last time that we had a ghost, the last time that we had these ghosts was in 2022. Beetlejuice, let's go. Guitar, thank you for the 8 months. Oh my. Crib, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. DJ, thank you guys. A collab? I don't know if they would ever be down for collabs. I would love to see some like collabs. I don't know what they would do though. Like June of 22. Yeah, dude. It's been a long time. Still waiting for an abandoned museum. That'd be kind of cool. I think one thing that they had stated was they don't necessarily want to just add a bunch of houses. Because, I mean, you look at the maps that we have right now, it's a lot of houses. A lot of them. And then you have things like Sunny Meadows, High School, Prison, Point Hope, Maple. Like most of those maps, none of them are small. None of them are small. So, Point Hope technically is, but it shouldn't be. So they need to add another small map that's not a house-related map. Yes, we're very aware that Demonologist has the Maria room. Correct. Yeah. That's how we know what the Maria room is. Yeah. 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 Anywho, maybe a sewer. Small historic church. That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool. I know a lot of people have said graveyard. Yeah. All right. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then we're going to jump into another one. We're going to give Glay a few minutes. He's got to get started, get things rolling. Yeah. Yeah. So I will BRB. I will BRB in a second. You guys enjoy the music. On a junkyard. That'd be cool. But give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Boo, 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 boo. A bank? There's a few. I mean, if you think about some of the horror games that we play, some of the horror games we play have different maps like that. Banks and morgues and graveyards and all that stuff. There's tons of stuff. Did you find a toilet ghost? No, not around these runs. I did not find any toilet ghost. Yeah. Yeah. Smokey, thank you for the Prime for 6 months. Hello, friend. Gabby, hello. Oh my goodness. Haunted train. Yeah. All right, let's do, you know what? Instead of the 10-12, because we have some time, let's do like a normal just nightmare run. Let's do a normal nightmare at Grafton. Trailer park would be pretty awesome. A cruise ship? I don't know what they asked the community at one point. They asked everybody, hey, what maps do you want to see? I don't know which ones they have in mind. I don't know. What if the ghost started crawling on the walls of the ceilings? We've talked about that before. Hey, Maddie. Yeah, we've talked about that before. There's some games that have that, where the ghost or the whatever demon can crawl on the walls. I swear to God, I swear I remember a point in Phasmo's history where the ghost could be on the ceiling. Maybe I just lost my mind. Maybe it's one of those Mandela thing, whatever effects. But I swear to God, I remember the ghost being able to be on the ceiling or something. The loadout names. You like that? We got to a point where we said, what else did we name them? Yoshi, Jeremy, Car Rules, some on Twitch, some on TikTok. I thought it was once long ago. I think it did. They quickly took it out. Yeah, when the game first came out, there were demon dogs. There were demon dogs. I'd have to Google it and try and figure out if there's any footage of it. Forgot sub on YouTube. Yeah, I'll have to replace one of these. Maybe I'll replace Yoshi. There's a ghost hunting game where the ghost could walk on the walls. Yeah, I forget what it's called. We've played it. We played it once before. Let's go. I don't remember what it's called. I played it with Doc. Who else did I play that with? Was it with Doc, Chinggis, and Evie? Maybe I don't remember. Yeah, some weird stuff. Some really weird stuff. For IGP playing it. I remember when I was first getting into Phas, I remember watching Angry Pug. I watched him a lot when I first started getting into the game. He was so fun to watch playing this game. Because he was good at it. He would get jump scared. He would run for his life. It was hilarious. It was the funniest shit. But he was definitely one of the ones that got me into it. That's how you found... Yeah. Watch him play Phas. Yeah. I don't watch a lot of the... Like, I know he played, like, DBD. He did a lot of Killer Clowns. He's did, a lot of the sweaty... Texas Chainsaw. The grindy games. I know he does that. Jesus Christ. God damn it. I don't even have power yet, you a-hole. Are you cold? Do you need a blankie? Yet. Shoot tarot roulette. If I have tarot cards. Chinggis and I were just talking about that. Maddie, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate the sub, friend. Oh my goodness. All the freaking Primes. Feeling hot too? I don't know. I'm uncertain. It's only got 7 legs. Wait, what? I'm very confused. What does that mean? Gamer Wolf, thank you for gifting us sub to Newt. Thank you, friend. Look at that. We are less than 100 away from the next monthly goal, which is the Hot Ones. Which is the Hot Ones Phaz, which is resting on the shelf behind me. Terrible. I don't have tarot cards, though. Hey, Ping, how are you? I don't even know what I have. I might have the... Might have... Get in your room, Stinky. Come on. Get over here. Wow, that's a long-ass event. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Dude, okay. Is this a they? Unperfect Touch, welcome in. Here goes a Siren. Siren's a homie. A friend. Guitar! If you type the word join in chat, you could win some merch. Oh, Guitar, thank you, friend. Very active shade. Watch it be a shade, I swear to God. Although it's invented in the room with me like 5 times, so I don't think so. Just the word join. Yeah, it's not a command. Just the word join. Join. What is Hot Ones, Faz? So I have the season 24 of Hot Ones, the sauces, on my, like in a box on the shelf over here. And when we get to that one, I will have to do a night where every hunt I do, I have to eat the next hottest sauce until I can't handle it anymore. So I believe it goes all the way up to 2.6 million Scoville, I think. Scoville. Do you get to see the message I wrote for the gift? Wait, do I? If I open up fourth wall, I can. Guitar. Fruit wedges. GG's. Enjoy the merch, friend. We are currently in the midst of getting the Halloween merch made as well. That is in the works right now. Well, let me go to fourth wall and see. Well, let me go to fourth wall and see. All right. Keep your eyes peeled. Let me know if you see some dootskis. Let me know if you see some dootskis. Azar, thank you for the follow. Michael, welcome in. Let's see. No, it doesn't show me a message. Well, it doesn't show me a message there. Maybe I can see it elsewhere. I'll have to look. Yeah, it doesn't show me the message. Well, that's stinky. Well, that's stinky. I wasn't sure if it would show in the chat. I didn't see it. Any tips for streaming? You're going to stream Phasmo? Yeah, be consistent, as in have a schedule. Having a schedule can be really helpful for people knowing when you're going to be alive. It's not necessarily like a, hey, you need to stream this many times a week. Whatever's comfortable for you. But having a schedule is good. Going live randomly, not good. Because nobody knows you're live. Nobody knows that you're going to be there. When you're large enough, you can get away with it. I'm sure. Larger streamers can probably go live whenever the hell they want to. And it's fine because, well, everyone's going to show up. But when you're starting to grow and learning and all that jazz, yeah. No writing, eh? Oh, I'm glad you like the emotes, dude. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? Ah, are you near? It's loud AF. Walked in this. Oh, we got footies. Do we have freezing too? 3.5. Here, we'll do this for now. Yeah, be fun, be yourself, routine, exactly, yeah. Yep. It definitely doesn't hurt to go to other streams to just get inspiration. What do you like about other streams? Like, take something from that? If you see different types of alerts that they use, different types of channel redeems, the way that they just hold themselves, the way their camera's set up. I mean, literally anything. Literally anything. I mean, you have to be inspired by somebody. Oh, guitar. I'm so sorry, friend. Okay, it's not giving me freezing. Okay. So all we have is that. I could take the camera and go, you know, we'll take another camera. It's fine. We'll go get another camera and we'll go stand outside. Oh, I need to keep my DMs open. Shit. Okay. That's actually, that's perfect timing. See if we can get this ghosty real quick. That guy, you, and you. The light's gonna warm up the room unless it's LED. Are they halogen bulbs? Want to show me some Goryo dots? Huh? Make our lives nice and simple? Goryo again, you can only see the dots in the camera. So if we see dots in the camera and we don't see it in person, yo. Wait, what, Tamo? It's creepy videoing them from the window like that. Hey, they're the one that haunted this house. It's not my fault. Being able to hear the dots so clearly from out here is kind of weird. We need Frank. I have a feeling it's going to be freezing. You can hear dots. Yeah, do you hear the buzz? That buzzing sound is the dots. It's either stingy or a jerkhole. One of the two. Hey, Blank, welcome in. Thank you. Appreciate it. Really good, the chirps. Yeah. I have a feeling with how... I haven't heard the EMF go off once, by the way. Not a single time. There we go. Is that another singing event? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Okay, probably not. No worries, Inu, you're good. I appreciate you. No, you're good. All right, because Glay is basically ready, we're going to go with Banshee and just see what happens. We might be wrong. I have one piece of evidence. The old clock in the van. Oh, I miss the old clock. I miss it. Oh, weird, Tamo.
I've prepared some jobs for you.
I wonder why. Let me see. Oh, it was a demon. What a jerk. You're right, it doesn't. I wonder why. I'll probably end it and restart it and see what it does. Yeah. Resurrection, hello. Stinky demon. That's all right. That's all right.
Welcome back. I've got some.
Here, let's go to the main screen. I was gonna figgy shirt and crash. Oh, I appreciate you, Cyanotic. Thank you. Listen, we had to expedite the shipping, okay? We had to expedite. We've got stuff to do. We've got stuff to do. Oh, let's see. Lockdown. There it is. Boop boop. Boop boop. Boop boop. Boop boop. Really? It's gonna make me type in the whole damn name. Hope you had a nice trip with the wife. I did. I had a great trip with the wife. It was an amazing trip to get away for a bit. Let's see. What should the title be? It should be. What do we normally say? What do we say in this game? I don't know. Work after pre-trip the trailer. Get on the road. No worries, Halen. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It wasn't me. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I like it. Sold. Thank you for the biddies, friend. All right, there we go. So, if you guys haven't seen this game before, this is Lockdown Protocol. This is, think of like a first person Among Us, in a manner of speaking. All right. We're playing with some friends. Blood sample.
Oh, look at Flash. He looks tired. He looks tired already. Look
Flash?
at him.
Did you say I look tired?
Yeah, look at him. He looks
You
tired.
look like
Hey.
not angry and just disappointed.
Hey,
He's immediately disappointed there, buddy.
I know what you were doing in the corner over there.
I
know.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6, 1. Oh my god.
We have
Okay,
room
does
for
my
one
camera
more.
need to be in the bottom right, or am I good in the top right?
Mark, I think you said you could join.
So
Right?
you can't see who's in
Oh
the
my
game
God,
right now, but I don't know if that
diabolical
matters.
Mark. Oh,
Oh.
Mark.
Well,
He
I
knows
don't know.
hi,
M and
Mark.
Mark stands for murderer, right?
Or I can move the camera to the middle. This one, remember, I have the options for the cam.
It doesn't stand for Mark.
the M
No.
and Mark stands for murderer.
Mark.
Who said that?
Everybody.
You
Everybody
did
said it. Everybody says it, Mark.
Let's go to the top right, my opinion.
we have-
I can always do this.
Wait, man.
Might I
somebody?
add
Did we lose somebody?
that. We just lost.
Kieran left again. I think he's trying to figure out what's going on with his sound.
It'll block your
Huh?
faction
Oh,
of the
okay.
game. Yeah.
Okay.
This might be the way.
Yeah, Kieran's just fixing his audio. What's up, Flash?
Happy
Hi.
Wednesday.
What up?
How are you?
Look,
What
do I
up?
have the anime eyes?
Yes, you do. You're so cute.
I want to sing
Boop.
it about the moon and the stars and the springer. I want to sing it.
Where the skies are blue and he confused. Oh my god. Top right. If I do top right, it's gonna cover my name and it's gonna cover all the stuff.
Is Spawn getting the thing where he logs in and has no sound, no mic, and no like
It's two in the way.
control?
Well, no, if I put it in the top right, it's literally in the way.
If that's it, you have to delete a file. It's a glitch that a lot of people get. It
Yeah.
spawns a corrupted file in your app data, and you got to delete it out, and then it works
Oh, is
fine.
that what
That's
you
what
had?
was messing
You had to
up.
figure
That's
out?
what I had.
Oh.
In a tunnel.
Alright, I'm gonna end
like,
this.
currently walking through
This
like
is
the
being done.
when these metal.
That's an oldie? It is an
works
oldie.
now, I think.
Oh, Spawn!
I bought.
Spawn!
Oh, hell yeah, I get to have the cool suit. Let's go.
Hey,
Wait, I'm gonna
Hey, guys.
come back. I'm gonna come back because the audio is not working for some people, but it is
Hey,
for
what's up, Sam?
some. Hang on.
okay. All right.
How you doing, Fran?
Well, I'll invite you when you're ready. Hey, Lonnie, how you doing, cousin? I hope you're having a good time.
In the middle. I think so too.
Imagine dying, Popstar. Imagine.
There.
Hey, the president. They said that this called Daffodil.
Hello,
Excuse me.
Spawn.
I made an oath earlier today.
I will say,
Yeah.
if you want to have fun, it will
Uphold the
behoove
oath.
you. It
Uphold
will behoove you
the oath.
tonight. Uphold
Walk
that
your
oath.
fat.
So,
Behoove him
Your mother has
to
tried to
uphold
murder
Oh,
me
and what
many
what
times,
would that oath be?
and she has failed.
Oh, we
It
know.
is on site.
Oh, we all
It is
know.
She
on
has
site.
failed. I'm
Oh,
letting you know
yeah.
right now. If you want to last the whole
Ashley,
game,
thank you for the 13
I'm gonna
months.
kill her.
I made a vow. Oh.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
when Mark gets back,
Did she try? Is she
we'll
trying to get
ready.
you ousted?
Jason.
No,
Hey, ready up when
Epic
you're ready.
has turned her child against me before before you even played against Before you even played with me.
It's because she spent so much time trying to get you and she couldn't do it.
Oh,
my
nice.
Yeah.
That's your friend then.
Sending her spawn
Something comes to your face. Oh yeah, the alerts. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You get the under, I get the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yep.
can I
Yep.
replay them?
Okay,
Shit,
and
I can't.
Yeah. Oh.
I need to move it, but I don't know where to move it to.
Oh, so good.
I might move it down. We'll try. Once I'll move it in a sec. You guys have to let me know if it's too high or too low or whatever.
It's 9:30 at night and I'm still drinking coffee. Mistakes are being made.
That's
Oh,
all right.
Jesus.
We'll learn. It'll
Yeah,
be
it's
fine.
10:30.
It'll be fine.
Yep, that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be fine.
Could be to
and
the
then
left.
just
Oh, I could do
not
this to the left.
fine.
That is a good point.
Hey, Lonnie.
Have like
There
a
he is.
Oh, over here.
Mark.
5-hour
you know?
flight.
Test.
5.5
And it's
hours.
so funny, you all
Yeah,
yeah.
really
How does
flying.
everybody
and
feel?
Okay, I will,
really
I will.
think
It'll be
my
around 9
husband's gonna
o'clock.
end up flying.
Hey guys.
Oh my
guys,
god, well, Chingus, Donnie, and I are all.
May I have your attention,
It's
please?
all good. It's all
All right,
good.
we'll see.
Okay.
Like, he's doing
That's
so many
hilarious.
connection
Frank?
flights in that area.
Sir.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Sir.
we have a
Oh.
work meeting.
Oh,
Work
shit.
meeting, real quick. Okay. So, Glacius Island is on lockdown right now, so we need to get it unlocked, and we have to do all the tasks. All right. And part of the task is to find mates. Okay.
Fine.
Because if we
fine,
don't
what?
find mates, then we're just kind of stuck. You know what I mean? We're just kind of doing this.
I am in need of one of those.
So fixing Pazushi, find
Here, I
mates.
got
Okay. All right, guys.
Find mates.
Find mates.
Find
Find
mates. Find
mates.
mates.
That's
Roger
asking
that.
a lot. That's asking.
Well,
Roger that.
no.
Yes. Because if we don't find
hey,
mates, then
what are
we're
you doing?
kind of just doing this.
Excuse me.
Guys,
Don't bother me.
I mean, I don't. I don't.
One of
I don't know
us
what's wrong with
I
it.
don't see the issue. I don't.
What's
Like,
what's
what's
the issue with this?
I
You knew
found
what you
them.
knew what you were
Well,
walking
to
into.
be fair, too, guys.
need that.
Yeah, I do. I think
Oh,
it was
okay. Here, I'll help you. You help me.
way. I wouldn't have any other way.
Yep,
Follow
yep,
me
yep.
now.
Guys,
Wait,
they're over here. I found them.
What you doing? Nothing?
Moon, you ready, Moon?
Oh,
Moon,
Hey,
you
what you guys doing over there in the
Oh
corner?
my god,
What you guys
I'm
doing?
funny. I'm sorry.
Run ready
I'm
up.
sorry.
We're-
I'm sorry.
Oh,
we're
now
ready.
Moon's
I'm
filming
sorry.
it. Careful,
I'm
guys.
sorry.
Careful. Careful.
I'm sorry.
Hey, hey, Denali.
Make
We're
these
just finding
nuts.
mate splash. That's what we're doing.
Oh,
Hey, so
Looking for group.
so go on.
Looking for group.
Looking for group.
Looking for group.
Watching.
Roger that.
I added.
Like,
I
where he's
added
watching us.
a lot of us have played this game
We're the
quite a bit,
start
so I
of the
added
show,
a few more.
Like the Power Rangers?
some
Yeah,
of these
that's basically.
faster, tasks.
Okay.
Okay, so just a little heads up. Here we go.
Must find Groot. Must find Groot. Looking for Groot. Must find Groot. Must find Groot.
Wait, we're finding Groot?
That's what everyone said to do. Alimentation.
Wait, there's a Groot?
Wait, there's a Groot?
I want a Groot.
Alright. Off to find the mythical vent.
Vents don't exist. What are you
Yes,
talking
they
about?
do. You hush your lips.
Oh, the alimentation's over here. We just need a battery.
Roger
Oh, I
that.
got 2 batteries. Charge it.
Oh my god,
Nice.
it's so blue.
It's so blue.
It's so blue. I would love to find a C4. The C4 would be great. Ooh, a vent. I forget what to do. What's that? I haven't played in a little bit. Like the colors of the game. It's really cool. I would love to see. Someone was on the cameras. They might have seen me. I might have to go kill someone that was on the cams. What do we got?
I have a knife.
Roger that. What does that say?
I found what?
His
Pete sushi.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it weird that
What?
I've never
What's
actually
that?
looked up at the sign before?
No, that's fair,
Okay,
honestly.
Roger that.
You know what's really funny? I didn't realize you were referring to a sign up there because I didn't know a sign existed up there. I thought you were talking about this.
I am always so focused I didn't even pay attention. All right, Roger that.
Are there any events in the camera room?
I can nothing that's needed. We do have an alimentation.
Alimentaciones.
Alimentation.
Alimentaciones.
Yeah, it failed on this part.
Roger that.
Yeah.
I think 5 alimentations might have been a bit much. Oh no, it's almost done.
Waiting. Oh, office. All right. Come on in. Is that a vent right there? It is. I need a screwdriver too. Fuck. Okay. I gotta start stirring the pot though. All right, on to the computer. Oh, you got it. Thank you.
All right, that alimentation's done.
It
Rest-
failed
restaurant.
again. I don't
Dude,
know why.
I don't know-
but between
I don't know how to
me
paste these.
getting here-
There's like,
Yeah,
I watched your mom, like she pressed the button like 1,500 times and it just failed. So I don't know.
What the fuck?
There's a trick to it. I don't know what the trick is. I don't know.
Yeah.
For what?
To the
The
computers.
computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the
I have no
trick
idea
is.
what they do.
Press Y to try again.
All right. I need to find a screwdriver or something. I need to start fucking with people. Right now we're kind of just moseying on down.
Office 3.
Okay. Your office 3.
I am office.
I need a screwdriver, bruh.
Glad failed again.
What failed again? Do you have a screwdriver?
No, I can go get one though.
You have the fucking computer just
Can't find a goddamn
standing on
screwdriver.
it.
Did it fail again?
I can't find a
Did it
goddamn
fail?
screwdriver.
Oh my
It failed
god.
10 times in a row.
I was trying to find a screwdriver. I can't find one.
I found one.
What do you need?
This is messed up.
They're all
This is
missing.
messed up.
They're all
But we
missing.
have
That
one bit
means-
done.
Yeah, the screwdrivers.
Yeah, I did the vent that was in pressure because it was right there. Who took this one?
Who took which one? The vent?
So we're missing 2
There's-
vents.
Okay, where's the
There's
other?
one here
Where's
that's
the other one missing?
Oh, hold on.
Here's one. Found one.
Ooh. Okay.
That's one.
Gotta clean that beach.
I'll go check over by the...
Been sus, Kieran.
Okay. Okay.
What's he doing?
He's been sus.
Well, tell him to stop.
I haven't seen him do anything.
So alimentations is done. So we just need computers. Where's the other?
It was hidden in storage.
Is there a computer in
I
here?
found one too.
Okay, waiting. Roger that.
Success. Yay, that one's done.
Yay.
I don't know where it came from.
I have no
I
idea.
found it hidden in a.
They're all together, which is really shitty. No,
I
it's
know there's one missing in
yeah,
computer.
yeah. You might as well, while we're here. Well, you might as well put the one away over there. God, there's people fucking
I
everywhere.
don't know which one you're pointing at.
Wait,
Yeah.
which one?
Is it
That one's
in
full.
there? In here.
It's full.
Wait.
I thought we did that.
No, in Pazushi.
Oh,
Pazushi?
okay.
Or
Look,
position.
everybody's
I-
fucking
I-
together.
there's one over
You know-
here in
you know what-
Canada.
There was one back over there. Why are you leading her that way?
Oh my
I
god.
already put the one in
That's
position.
awfully sus.
Yeah, we literally just did the one in position.
I just put one in the position.
Somebody's.
Oh, okay. I have 6 bullets.
Guys, we need to find Nate
There's
ASAP.
one more
Find
vent.
what?
We need to find what?
We need to find Nate. Oh.
Look, everybody's fucking
I'm
together.
so confused right now.
Dude, so am I.
I don't know what's going on.
Where's the last vent?
What is it?
What computer needs to be done?
Which one? That one?
My hands are full.
Yeah, Vin. Okay.
My hands are full though. What the fuck,
Oh!
Clay? Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, oh my god.
What the fuck, dude? What happened?
Flash is on a rampage. Flash is on a
What
rampage.
happened? Don't try me.
Flash, what did you do?
Nothing.
Flash.
I did nothing.
Mark hit me! Mark hit me! Mark hit me! Mark!
Huh.
You like vents? You like vents? No, don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna regret this.
Oh my god, no.
Get him!
Oh, well, he was sus.
I knew you were
Everyone was together. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I
I
knew you were
thought
sus.
that was you trying to big brain manipulate there in the hallway mechanic. Or where is she taking it? I'm like, that's Flash.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
Wow. Wow.
So Flash,
Wow.
like, 3 people have been trying to beat me to death.
Beat him to death with a
I
vent.
just want to make sure all
Ignore
the
the fact
this
I
was
was
empty.
screaming.
Hi, Irish. How are you?
I mean, Mark is being
Yeah,
so
I don't
stuck
even
right
know
now.
if he was like being
He's a hawk,
cool
make
or
sure all
not,
the
or
weapons are
if he was
empty.
just being Flash.
Well,
So
I have no idea.
Is he gonna
there was
ignore the
also
fact I
a
ran
knife.
through screaming Mark hitting me?
That somehow
Ah.
is lost. And my hands are empty. So,
Twig, thank you for the
Oh my
5
God.
months.
I don't know where it is.
I can show
did
you
I
what's
not
in my
run
other
by
hand.
Fox
There was a
screaming
small
Mark
chance
is
it might
hitting
be a
me?
bomb that I was picking up.
I guess
thought it would
not.
be really funny if someone detonated.
Or maybe he just wasn't paying attention.
I'm gonna go put it over
Yeah.
you.
That
Like,
is
I
definitely
ran to him.
But we are missing the vent.
It would have been funny.
The vent is here. I was trying to beat Kiernan with it. It's over here.
We have
Look.
one more vent. I just don't know where it is.
Where's it at?
It's over here. Look.
It's right
Look.
here.
It's right there.
Oh, don't go, Mark. No,
Go.
Mark.
Yes.
No.
Take it and run. Mark, just take it and run. Just take it and run, Mark. Just take it and run. Don't go back to where it needs to go. Well, look. Look, did he put it in a bush?
No.
No.
It's right here.
Oh, it's next to the body. Oh, next to the body is a good move.
Okay, and what do we have left? One vent
I got
computer.
dancing
Where's
around
the
the tree.
computer?
I don't know. The computers are being so
Oh, wait.
screwed up. I activated the.
Oh my God!
Well, I activated the botanical one.
Kiernan, watch out. You're going to trip on the vent.
It's
Careful.
already failed.
Kiernan, careful.
Leaving
There's-
botanical. Like, I don't.
Angel is
Kieran,
staring. Okay.
Check this.
I ran by him, screaming Mark.
Is it clean already?
No, you stopped me before I could clean it.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. You show that vent who's boss.
Yeah, but why did I have to die first?
I because you were in the back of the pack. I was like, well, this is my shot. Sorry.
I was the backpack? Is that
You're the
what?
back. You're the backpack. You're the
I
backpack.
was the backpack?
No, look, don't look at me
I
with those
died,
eyes.
I was
It
the
makes me feel
backpack.
bad. Don't look at me with those eyes.
Wait.
Aww. Look at these eyes. Look at them. And you killed him.
I did.
Killed them. What did you do?
Because I am.
So did I just hear Mel laughing in the background?
Yeah.
Heard, They have 15 seconds to complete one vent and 2 computers.
Hey, girl.
That's what you get, Mark.
yeah.
Oh, Mark!
There you go.
Wow.
It's okay. I stalled them long
You
enough.
stalled. That's right. There's no way.
No.
Yep. Enjoy your vent. Enjoy it.
God damn it.
Damn.
God damn
You
it.
guys enjoy dancing around the trees? We're supposed to find Nate,
Well.
guys. We
Did
have
you
to
not
find
hear
Nate.
me running by you, screaming, Mark is stabbing me?
No.
Yeah, I was about to say,
So
I
it
think
was
there was a
fair.
lot that happened
To
at one
be
time.
fair,
He probably wasn't
I'm
thinking
pretty
about
sure
it.
I was actually the one who dealt the killing blow, because frankly, I just thought you probably did something to make you seem like the sabotager, so...
Has it always said find mates? Or is that new?
Yeah. No, that was
Shit.
It was
You
really
just
funny,
noticed
Kieran,
that?
because
Never noticed it.
Yep.
it was
Fine
really
mates.
Oh my
funny
God.
because
I've always said
you
I
pretty
am-
much saw Flash
I am
kill
so upset with you.
everybody, and I was
I'm so
like,
upset with
No,
Flash
I
is not
didn't. I had
killing
no
me.
idea. That's
Listen,
why I ran up.
I would have
you
started
started
causing
all
havoc
over
way
you.
earlier, but
you, but
everyone was
I know.
together. Literally everyone was
Kieran
honestly-
together.
I thought it-
Flash
I thought it was
murdered
you,
everybody, but Flash was
and then
so I was like,
Spawn.
does
But
Kieran not
I
realize
remember that Spawn just wants to
I
stab me.
might be the killer too? And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
What are the roles?
And then he's also
So,
My brain
right.
works right now.
That is
I'm
true.
not realizing
I'm ready.
much of anything at the moment.
So as for the roles, you have a employee, and you have the what is it called, the dissident or whatever, the bad guy.
I don't know how to
So-
do it.
Bunny.
Employees, you're just trying to complete jobs.
Yeah, you got it. All right, here we go.
So that's what I'm gonna try to complete jobs, and hopefully someone doesn't try to backstab me.
Pulling on.
Under pressure.
I'm gonna murder everyone. And
Wow,
do all
dude.
the tasks by myself.
Yeah, what's up? Okay, I got one. All right, well, they're you know what? No, I'm gonna help with pressure. Oh shit. Watch out.
I probably shouldn't hold the C4, but whatever.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just
Flash is
silly
like, you'll
thing.
be fine. I'll just find a trigger and pull it, but you'll be fine.
I wouldn't dare.
You're like, I wouldn't dare do that now.
Listen, wow,
but I'll
dude.
do it later.
Wow, I wouldn't do it. Wow. All right, that over there. What else do we have over here? Tapes, stuff, things. All right, give me you. Wait, it's left to right. Left. All right, what else do we got? Are we missing some pressures here?
Botanical.
What'd you call me? Oh, wait.
Everybody's botanical. Okay, I'll do this
All right.
one while you guys.
Hold
Pressure,
on.
watch out.
One,
watch out. I'm gonna do this
two.
one.
All right, we're missing one.
Yeah, we're missing one, but I'm just gonna start these ones first.
Yep, go ahead.
Doing pressure, doing pressure.
Roger that. All right, I'm gonna go find the other one.
Okay, so this is gonna be a Q.
Blue on the end cap. Ah,
Okay.
there it is.
Pressure,
Roger that.
Pressure, doing pressure, 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 pressure.
All right.
Okay, so this one is a 3 over here.
What do you got? Hold on.
This one's a 3, and then that one was yellow, so that has
Hold
to
on.
be
Hold on.
red.
Hold on. Wait. Did one of the yellows
no,
pop?
The yellow and the third one pop.
Okay.
But this red is okay.
Okay. Roger that.
There you go. Try that one.
Why you lost yourself?
Pressure.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Okay,
Maybe. All right,
that's
let's,
good.
We'll try. Let's give it a shot.
That one there.
Left to right.
Oh, you're doing left, right? Okay, so I'll do this.
Yeah, it's left to right. You want to go lowest first.
Okay.
All right, give her a whirl. I really hope Mark is a good guy. Okay. Do the old
So this is
swapperoo.
red. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
this
So you
one
put
might
the
be yellow then.
Yeah, so put the yellow. Oh no. No, put the 3
No?
back over there. Yeah. Wait, because this one popped, right?
Because
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
they
see what
both
I'm picking
popped.
up what you're putting down.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's give it a try. Was it hard? Yeah, when you don't know how to do the jobs, it's tough. It is tough.
This should work.
Please. Nicely done.
There you
Let's
go.
rock. Sweet. That's one done. Pazushi delivery. All right.
Try to play the game.
We have a random delivery still missing. But it
A
might
random
be on the
delivery?
way.
I just want to let everybody know I have the detonator. I am not.
All right.
Okay.
Info. Thank you for the 3 months.
Okay.
All right. How we doing?
We have a missing rice.
Wait.
We have a
Missing
missing
rice?
Don't you need a green too? Don't you need a green too?
Yeah.
I can grab the blue.
Okay. Uh-oh. Moon Bunny's dead?
Oh, I see that. Okay.
Okay. Careful, SpongeBob. Lord, no, we were doing pressure, so I have no idea how long ago that was. All right, there's nothing back here. We're missing, you said rice?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Check for delivery. Not closed doors? Nope. Fucking rice.
Okay.
Rice has been found.
Oh, nice.
No, rice. Which one do we need? What rice?
We have both the
and that
blue
one.
and the...
The white one?
And wait, where's
Wait.
the blue go?
This one? Okay.
Oh. Hold on.
I got
I'm
you.
having problems. There we go.
All right.
And then white. Oh my god. Got
Nailed it.
Perfect.
What are you
You guys
looking
are
for?
making me nervous. This is when I get
Okay.
shot in the back of the
So
head.
we need to find... Well, no,
Okay,
no. Pazushi's going to take the longest for sure. That's why I'm trying to make sure.
All right, so there's a green and then whatever other flower.
Do you need that cleaned?
Okay.
Yeah. And then
We need white.
The next one.
We need white, rice,
rice.
tuna.
White.
Okay, white
I've got
rice,
the
tuna.
green,
We
so
need
we need a
yellow.
yellow.
We need a yellow.
Yeah, you have a green here. Did anybody find the box except for this thing?
No. We still need to find
no,
that.
I've been in here.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a hunt for it then.
All right, so this will be what fish do I need for the green?
I'll go check.
What fish do you need for the green? No, this is yellow. The other one over here. You need cod.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Does it matter
Okay, I
where
cleaned
these
this
go?
for you.
Yes, over there.
There you go.
Over there,
Yeah.
Angel. Keep
All
going.
right, put it
Keep going.
on the white
Keep going.
tray.
Over there. No,
Yeah,
Angel.
bring
Angel.
them to the
Angel.
appropriate-
Angel.
Angel.
To the
Angel,
delivery
don't be
inside
sad.
inside of Pazzushi over here. Over here. Angel.
Yeah,
Angel.
it's in here.
Oh, Angel. Angel.
Where?
In this room over here. To the right. I'm sus as shit of
There you go.
Kieran right now. Nicely done. All right, Pazoosh.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And then I need the yellow
Sus as
flower, and we'll be
right
done.
now.
Wait, you need a yellow flower?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was 3 Pazushis.
Okay. Wait, where's the thing at? Where's the thing at?
That was me. That was me killing Kieran because he took this and he threw this in here. I hope you lose.
Where's the killer, by the way?
He is the killer. Okay, good.
Flash is killed.
Come on.
Fine.
He is the killer.
Well, they're not. Well, the problem is that they're
Flash
not
kills
paying attention,
fine.
so I think he might get away with this.
Wait, the Papa's first killer. Who else is the killer?
Oh, it had to be Kieran. 100%. Kieran went and
was
took
it-
the
was
canister
it
over there.
you?
Took the canister over there. I watched him. I watched him.
Where the washing machine is.
I watched you. I watched you go in here, throw it, and just come back.
You murdered an innocent man,
You
Flash.
animal.
You're a monster.
You lie. You lie.
No.
You are a liar.
Why would I ever lie? Why would I ever?
All right. Touche.
Yellow.
Imagine
I
if you weren't and you're just
honest
screwing around and it's one of them.
We need yellow.
Wow.
Blaze got it.
Papa Smurf is good. Papa Smurf might as well just start murdering.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Flash
I
killed
know.
fine. So I'm not sure.
Wow.
Wow.
It might,
No.
it might have been
Wow.
Flash.
Wow.
Like they're not sus of him just
Wow, I
saying
see
my name
how it
over and
is.
over. Oh my god, he's got the trigger.
Oh, diabolical.
Do it. Okay, I kind of want to see it. Where's the C4?
It was on me.
It was on.
Yellow flower.
Do you think he has it?
Okay, cool.
He
Or is
might
it in
just-
here? Is it in here?
I don't see it anywhere.
Where is it?
Doesn't look like it's here.
No.
What table is
I think it's out in the hallway.
In the back room. Very last. It's
It
in
will
that
be
pit.
gold if. Oh no, he has it. He has them both.
He has it.
Oh my god, watch.
Yep.
Oh, 2 for 1 special here at Walmart. Oh. Nicely done.
You're insane.
Nicely done.
You're no way.
You're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
way.
Dead man
You
walk.
realize over that shit. I didn't get a chance to kill everyone. You just solo.
You killed me in the hallway, and neither of them were paying attention. I'm like, he's getting away with this. He's getting away. There's no way.
I didn't see anybody.
You know what?
die.
I'm not gonna kill you. You're cool. You're cool as fuck.
Oh man, you found.
The minute you shot me.
When I saw you with the trigger,
Minute you
I saw
shot
you
me.
with the trigger, and I was hoping you got them. I'm like, please, just do it,
Did he kill you early?
please.
Yeah!
Papa.
I was dead for so long by myself.
I saw you with the trigger.
That was so
and I
nicely
thought
done.
about shooting
Next
you.
time you kill me, at least kill another fucking person sooner so I'm not dead by myself.
I wouldn't have
Hey,
killed you so soon if you didn't find me out.
Papa, you need to find Moon Bunnies.
It's your fault.
Do you
for being
see
nosy.
how quickly you can turn on somebody? That's the problem.
I mean, you could have just taken that box somewhere else. They're like, oh, sorry, I thought
From
it
my
was
point of view, Papa Smurf, from my point of view, as I was running, and I heard the little click on the ground, and I looked down, and I saw the dog. I was like, oh.
When I saw he had both, I knew it was game on.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just have to wait.
Everyone wants to group together. That's one hell of a
love
way
you
to
all,
stop
though.
people from doing it.
Friend.
I know.
If you don't pay attention, you miss important. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I should have just killed you the minute.
Like I was sitting there trying to explain why I killed Kieran, and he just killed me. They should have offed him right there, but they weren't paying attention.
It is pretty sus for you to have both the trigger and the bomb. So that's a
In
reasonable
my
thing.
offense,
No.
you shot me. So
Here we go.
He had it the whole time.
We need a weapon. We need the C4.
Pazushi, I don't trust anybody. I trust myself and myself.
But it's just Pazoosh. All right. We need red. Okay. And there's a vent there too. And there's a vent. Roger that.
Yeah. Two bullets.
Oh.
I
Da-da-da-da.
like that. Who's
All right.
working that back? I don't know how to act.
Oh my god. Do you know you can blow C4 in your pocket? Doc knows that you can. Doc knows you can for sure.
But I'm not going to.
Hey, relax yourselves. Everybody
I'm
relax.
just doing this right now.
What the shit just happened?
What the fuck was
Who
that?
had it?
What the fuck?
Hey, Glay. Hey, Glay.
No.
Hold on, let's
Hey,
do
Glay.
that. I'm just
It
gonna
was-
count. 1,
it was
2,
in my
3,
pocket.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just fuck. You are the greatest teammates. I didn't even know we had you. Nicely done. Nicely done. Good job, team. Team go. It was in my pocket. I was going to go look for the trigger, and he just pulled it. He killed everyone in the lobby except for
We
Daffodil.
should just wrap that round up.
I didn't know.
Quickest round I've ever seen.
Huh?
I counted. I'm like, no,
And we were all together. We were all bottlenecked.
That's so crazy.
Beautiful.
Because of it, right? No.
No, we lost. I wasn't the killer.
No, it was me and Daffodil. He just pulled the trigger to do it.
And then I just looked at Angel and I'm like, all right, well, let's just get this round.
And you had a
over
gun
with.
in your hand. That was so beautiful. Well done.
Yeah, because there was 5 million guns around our body.
I didn't even have to do anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Man, that
Hey, sorry about that. I didn't.
round should be like that more often.
I thought me and Flash were gonna
Who
fight.
was it?
Molecule
Was it
was
you?
there.
Was it
the
you,
fucking-
Papa, that just said something about, or somebody said something about a
my
C4
bad.
in a pocket?
I'm ashamed.
Oh,
Where's
no,
that
I didn't
chat?
have it.
Oh my god, that was so
I
good.
think, no, you were talking about.
Would you like a clip of that?
Mark
Yes, please.
having The C4 and the trigger.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
chat.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was chat. It was Cyber. That's who it was.
I don't trust Papa Smurf.
Oh my
That was
god,
fucking
beautiful.
nuts. My
Why?
bad.
I trust Papa Smurf because that was based as fuck.
I thought you did it.
Why? Friend.
I didn't know Clay did it.
Yeah, no, Clay did it. Otherwise, there's a third
Did it
person.
delete the Twitch clip?
It was Clay.
You know how you grab those triggers?
I
just
wonder
to blow
why
it
it
up just so
deleted
no
the
one else
Twitch
can use
clip there.
Well,
It should allow it. That's weird.
I usually wait till I find the C4. No,
Yeah,
Yeah, but you can always do
Everybody
if you need to clip it. If you need to clip it on my end too, you can always do exclamation point clip.
This lobby. Oh my god.
Meanwhile, we have
Oh,
Bomberman
maybe
right
because it
over
was
here.
under Glazed name. Yeah. Okay.
Man.
Different
Dude, I
kind of
love that
clip.
game on the
Okay.
N64. Oh my
It should still.
Oh, I
I'll
know,
check it.
right?
We'll have to check it later.
So
God.
funny.
You ready, Moon Bunny? Angel Wings?
Clay killed more people than we did.
He sure did.
I know.
Like I said, we had a third teammate, didn't even know it.
Everyone.
Hey, teammates! Yay! Hey, just a day! Oh my god. So I did that. I did that one time where I found the trigger and I just pulled it. And when I did that, when I did that, Doc had the C4 in his pocket, and I didn't know. So he was just a goner. All right, they're going that way. I'm not going to do
Pull
it.
the trigger, I guess, huh?
Yep, just pull it. Scanner, augmentation, pressure. Thank you, Mayor. Ooh, augmentation. Ooh. Does that just need a battery? Shit, I'm gonna do that now.
Do you have a yellow one?
There's more in there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you got a yellow, you got a red.
I found it.
Oh Jesus Christ, get out of here!
No, I found it.
Oh my God, so you know someone's got the trigger. Get out of here! You animal!
It's a red. It's got the trigger. Just randomly.
Big pressure, careful. Pressure.
Oh yeah,
Did you
nice,
do,
nice.
do
Yeah,
wait,
I forgot. I got
do the
tired.
one button?
Oh please.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do the fast one.
Okay, that's a 3.
I need something to check.
Go. They have pressure. They're missing.
Okay.
Here's another one.
No, yeah, it's automatic, and then we'll take.
I need a screwdriver now.
But then you shot.
No,
I'm not sure because Frank explained it to me and then he shot me.
Explained what to you? Oh, the pressure?
Oh no, I was just repeating what Mark said. Mark's like, I just wanted to be sure because last time Frank showed it to me, but then he shot me.
Oh yeah, that is kind of like cold-blooded. Right there, that popped.
Frank is the killer when he's not.
Oh my God. I don't like the Kieran's kind of doing nothing. That's good. I forget where I saw the vents.
Where you doing? Stop.
Why did I just see Papa go back there? Blue, yellow? Oh, get the fuck out of here. I just so happened to pick up a fuse. I got it. We're good.
Oh, damn it.
I randomly picked up that fuse and it was the perfect one. That was so random.
Oh, that's so cute.
I'll take it. It was here. Wait. Oh, they already cleaned it. All right. Analysis. Oh shit. We have analysis too. Hey, what's up, Pooh Bear? How you doing, homie? Why are both of them just kind of... Why is Mark and Kieran just kind of chilling there? That's sus as shit. Alright.
Botanical? Okay.
Yeah. I don't trust Mark for shit. Is pressure done? Oh, they did do pressure. Okay. Scanner.
Up.
I don't have a weapon to defend you.
Keep going.
If I stand
I
here,
don't
do you think
either.
they'll run?
I have
Up,
a weapon if
maybe.
anyone bad comes in. I've got a revolver, so.
All right, roger that.
Stop. Good at the right.
All right, are they close? Okay, they're on the move. They're doing their thing. All right, what do we need?
2 reds.
You reds? I don't have any
There's
containers.
another one right here. Here. There's one right there.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, what are you doing?
Why are you pointing a gun at me?
Oh, no, just rotate it.
Ah!
What the
You thought?
what?
You thought? I am Papa Smurf. Okay.
I am
You know,
Papa
I just
Smurf.
rotated on accident, and then I think Flash thought I was trying to kill him.
I did because you rotated to the gun and walked into this room.
Oh, I was trying to kill you.
Don't you dare! You son of a bitch! Oh wow, he can't shoot for shit. He sucks. Glaze the killer!
Who the hell is the killer?
Glay!
Flash, are you alive?
Glaze the killer!
Are you alive, Flash?
Glaze the killer!
Oh, Glaze dead. I think everybody's dead.
Glaze dead?
Honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
Glaze dead?
Glaze dead.
Glaze dead?
Angel's dead. Papa's dead.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, staring at
okay.
his feet. Come look at his feeties.
No, you're good. You're good. What do we need?
I don't
Wait,
know.
we
Glaze
need
was
yellow.
charged,
We need yellow,
so
red. What is this?
Let's see if that's
So
it.
I think it's a finished one. Awesome. Okay, white, red. There's.
All
So you
right.
need.
Oh,
Oh,
we got
yeah,
it.
both of
Right
them
here.
there.
Do we need any
are
other?
literally showing up just
That's
as
it.
Oh,
people are
nice.
here.
Awesome stuff. Let's
So
do
sus.
this. Hey yo.
Very sus.
Are you okay, Flash?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm on edge. Oh my god.
Good night. Thank you so
Wow,
much.
that Bill.
Mark, I was so
Wow.
afraid.
Who was the killer?
I was so afraid.
Wow.
Who was the killer?
I was
I was-
protecting Flash, and you murdered me.
Well,
just saw
I knew
everybody
this was
murdering
one. I
everybody.
knew it.
I knew Flash was good. I'm like, if I
What?
can just
I'm not
clean
a
out all
murderer.
these people.
Oh,
we'll
no,
be
I was so
fine.
afraid because like you were just
Defend
aiming
one. I
in there with a
can't protect
shotgun. I'm
no
like,
one,
oh no, this
because
is the
as soon
end.
as I do,
Oh no,
Honestly,
he
there
would
was
have already
3.
told
I
us.
didn't even
Yeah,
see who I was
that's
shooting
true.
at.
I
Everybody
had
was
2
on
bullets.
top
I
of me.
was guarding them while
Yeah,
they
you're
were
good.
doing
I was trying to go
So it was
straight up.
Who's the other one though? It was Glay.
And we did the pressure together.
Because I did
there.
hear
Yes, out
Clay.
I didn't know because literally the 3 of us show up and you were the only 2 alive and I'm like, oh my god, it's Flash again.
No, I was trying to stay alive. Glay was trying to
would've
shoot
all
me,
been
but he
dead.
wasted all of his ammo.
Just like how
We
you
would have
found
already
out
been
little-
dead.
Yeah.
He tried. Who was the other killer?
So wait, who were the
It
killers?
was me and
Ah.
it was Angel.
Oh.
Hey, Splash. Oh yeah, we've played this before. This is so fun. This
Yeah,
is
it was
such a
funny,
fun
though.
game.
One
One of the most complicated tasks. Pressure's really.
What you're doing? Yeah, my bad. I was just, just
Well, and I had nothing. I mean, if you're the killer, you could have just shot me in the face. So
Yeah.
I was scared.
I
I
was
ran.
just trying to be like, no, I was just gonna pull up.
Oh no, no! I'm
Yeah,
just changing, boy. I'm just changing.
Nope, nothing to see there.
All right, here we go.
Why you laugh?
It was really Clay that was the cheaper.
Okay, as I say, I've been in a few times. Was pressure the one with the canisters? Yeah. Yeah. Diddly. Okay. No vent. What do we need? Pressure, computer, Pazoosh, scan. I need a weapon, and then you know what? Fuck it. Someone might try to murder me here, but that's okay. I probably deserve it at this point. Amber, thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you. Okay, they're doing that. I'm gonna go this way and look for stuff. There's a canister. Ooh. Rice? Okay, there's nobody in here. Wait. White, cod, blue. White, cod, blue. Okay, white, cod, blue. What's the brown rice then? They're both... Wait, what? Okay. So I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
We do not need brown rice at all for any of those. So does that mean this is useless?
Which one is this?
So we need white rice.
Do you need black rice?
Black rice and black rice.
Rice time.
So are we able to use the black rice twice, or do we have to?
No, you can use it twice. It has infinite uses because there's only one of each
Okay.
rice.
Oh.
You guys don't have white
I,
rice
thi- I
yet?
think they always have 1, 2, 3, so you're always gonna
Also,
find one
hang
of
on,
every
just
rice.
to make sure no one can sabotage and steal shit, I'm gonna press this just that they become ungrabbable, so no imposters come in and take the bags.
Oh, okay. So we just need to find the white rice then. Okay.
Yeah, just need to find the white rice. I'll
right.
go looking for it.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, black rice. We need for one of the black
You said
rices. We need black.
we needed a white rice, right? Okay.
We need black rice, salmon, and green.
We need 2 black rice?
Yes.
Well, I can get the green. I can get the green.
Okay. So hopefully I don't get moited. Yeah. I mean, I could say I could just stop right here. I just hit the corner. That's fine. I'll camp in a corner. It's fine. I have nothing on me. Yeah, it's fine. I'll be right back.
Where does this one go again? Out here. Black rice. Did you get the tuna? Salmon and
What's up?
green. We needed salmon and green.
Okay. You have container. Hello?
Okay.
Do you have containers?
I don't know if Flash is busy or something, but he's not moving.
Flash? Are you okay? Hello?
Flash is...
He is sus.
I'll trust
I
you
think
on
he's
this
like
one.
using this like he's using this like streamer abilities to try to act like he's like, you know, like doing a raid or something.
Should
But he's like, you know, just
should
waiting
we
for
get
us
him while
to.
he can't see us?
I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure. Like I'm thinking about it, to be honest.
It would
Think
be
about
kind of funny. It would be kind
Okay.
of funny to
It
murder
would be
him
funny.
right now.
So-
doing?
We're
We think
conspiring
Flash is
Flash's
suspicious,
death.
so we think
Yeah.
we might want to kill Flash.
Yeah.
Right now?
If
Yeah,
that is
like
okay
right
with
now.
you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, you have a container.
that
Go
is
beat
okay.
Flash to death with it.
Why?
I don't
Wait,
know.
are we
He
doing
seems
it?
a little weird.
Well, we're not sure.
Hold on. How about you guys go do the stuff? I'll stand here.
Oh,
Wait, who just hit somebody?
Listen,
I'm not sure.
Not
he
my
killed
hands
me
are
for
empty.
holding a fish once. I deserve one free whack.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Go,
do it, do it.
Get him, get him.
Imagine they killed him. We have to stamp it.
So black
Is he just-
rice. We need blue.
Is he even there?
Blue, green.
I don't know. That's why I
Blue,
might
Black
keep
Rice
and a
one is
green.
being made right now, so.
Flash, are you even there?
Blue, green.
Oh
Two
my
blue
god,
and green.
that's not a fucking
I don't think he's there. He
window.
might have gotten like
Oh my
raided
god.
or something.
You could throw
I
something.
mean, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yo, today I
So-
learned. Let's go.
Blue.
down with the
Okay.
queen, I say.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
I'm in.
Oh,
I'm back.
fuck.
I'm
Well,
in.
there goes the plan.
Hey.
Guys, it's Papa Smurf.
I may have just saved your life.
What?
Oh, thank you. I don't know what happened.
Oh my god, what the hell?
They were gonna kill you.
Oh my god.
I have nothing. Red hit you. That's Glay.
What the hell happened?
Well,
I've been hiding.
Papa just went on a killing spree.
Is this gun empty?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I got slapped with a fish? What the fuck?
Do we need anything from Pazushi?
We still need 3 for Pazushi.
What do we need?
Well, we have one that we started, so we need the fish, which is we need salmon. Wait,
this is what, I think this is the black rice
Yes.
one. So this black rice was with what, salmon?
salmon and green. Do you have any of the colors?
Is green not already in there?
Oh, is it?
I think it's already a patch. I think so.
I'm getting salmon.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Learn how to fire a gun. You shit. All right, let's see what we can do. Scanner is not done. So that's this one. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do by myself. Probably not get very far. Is that black cod blue? Black cod blue. Black cod blue. So we need the black rice. I need the cod and the blue. So I don't need this anymore, I don't think. We're gonna do this. Blue. Hi, Mr. Chinggis. What was the other color, though? I didn't see what it was. I screwed myself. Hold on. Let's see what it was. I need... Well, I need both of those anyway. It's fine. I'm probably not going to have time because I think I'm literally the only person alive. I think. But we'll do our damnedest. Oh, hey. I'm assuming you're good because I was trying
I did scanner all by myself.
Thank you. Okay,
I
here.
don't know what happened in
Black,
here.
wait, black cod blue. Okay, we need a cod. We need blue.
Yep. Yep.
All right, I have cod. Why does it look like
Okay.
this? Is this supposed to look like that?
I don't know.
All right, black cod blue. And then we need, you do that. White cod blue? Okay. I'm going to go get you another blue. And I need to clean another container for you. Here. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, they're both clean. Shit. It's fine. All right, black cod blue. Wait, white cod blue. Okay. I think you just needed the blue. I didn't realize that this other container was clean.
Huh.
All right, what do you need?
Just a clean container for rice.
All right, here. Which rice? White?
Let me double check. So, yep, white.
All right, getting it right now. Got it? All right.
White cod blue. Okay, double triple check it.
Yep. Press it. Press it. Nice. No, we already got all the killers, Chinggis. We already got them all. No. No, I honestly probably wouldn't have been able to do this by myself. So Daffodil being alive saved this. Alrighty.
Boy, I'm glad I
And the
didn't
wind
decide to try to
Oh,
kill
I'm
you and
so-
do it on my own.
Thank God.
Oh, Jesus.
Just, oh, Jesus.
Hey,
Dude,
way
that
to
was
come out of the
so
clutch,
close.
guys.
Woo!
Way to...
Yeah.
Woo!
You being alive saved it. You being alive saved it. There's no way I would have been able to do it by myself.
Scanner all by myself.
You moved as I tried to shoot you, but you are not. You understand?
You son of
You
a
moved
bitch.
as I tried to shoot you.
Well,
I am
yeah,
a
who
little
would
bitch,
that?
but so are you because you moved.
Papa Smurf and Mark.
You okay?
Shocker.
Yeah, so it was this
I know,
jerkhole
Diabolical.
Hey, Flash,
and this one.
were you like...
We're so
were you
sorry.
like AFK
Have F's in
What'd
their
you
name
say, Glenn?
too. M for
or...
murderer.
Were you like AFK or something?
I was AFK. I was AFK because I had to talk to my wife real quick. So that's why I was sitting in the corner.
Moon. Moon.
They put you on trial. They're like, you're
Murder, buddy.
Murder.
Murder, buddy.
No.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, someone told me, they're like, hey, Red hit you.
It was Chrome and Angel that were like, yeah, that's
No, it does not.
Let's do it.
No, it
Yeah,
does
if you
not.
guys would have offed me
If
from
it
being in the
does-
corner, you would have probably won.
No, I didn't hit you. It was definitely.
Oh, it was
because
My partner
Yeah.
failed
Yeah,
me.
she got her
I am
one
like
free
partner
racket.
failed
guilty
you.
for holding a fish. I owe
I was
him one
slapped
free
with a
whack.
fish, I
Alright.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Died
You know,
if
honestly,
hit it.
I'll
I
let
did.
the
I was,
feud
I
die.
was heavily gonna kill you, but I was like, that's not fair. It's not fair to him. He's probably doing something
It's
with,
not fair
with
to
the stream.
him. He's probably going to take a
It's not
poo out.
fair. Yeah,
not
no,
fair, but
he's
it
probably
would've
then
been
he's gonna have a
funny.
vendetta against me like for the rest of the stream, and I'm not gonna deal with that.
Not gonna deal
I'm not
with
dealing with
it.
that. 'Cause I'm not
Honestly,
gonna
I
deal with that at
accepted
all.
defeat. I was like, if somebody does it, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
Damn it! I should have fucking killed you then.
Wow, dude.
Wow. I know.
Chinggis, how you doing, friend? Are you ready for your
Well,
your
I mean,
trip
in my
to
defense, I
the
was a killer,
TwitchCon?
okay?
All of our
I
TwitchCon
wouldn't do
friendos.
it otherwise.
You
I wouldn't
do
say
it.
that.
Yo,
You
Flash.
say that.
So
Unless you are
But-
threatening my
but-
life.
Mark admitted that I was the biggest threat and needed to be dealt with ASAP.
You're the biggest threat?
He had a gun.
Yeah,
He had a gun.
Not a
I
gun.
mean,
Yeah.
if he has a trigger, we know
Look
what
at these
happens then
guns.
too.
Look at these guns.
Look at these
Look
guns.
Yeah, that joke.
Oh,
Look
this
at these
this gun,
guns.
that gun,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
gun, that gun.
Go.
My gun.
Chinggis said, "What the
held
F to your
Indio
RNG
and
during the weekly?"
Rocco.
Oh
Look
shit!
at that. Yeah. Big
What'd
old
you
strong
say?
one.
Sorry.
I want to give a hefty
Imagine.
No, you're good.
FU
We're
for
good. We're
twins
good.
and Dio
Wow.
weekly. Listen,
Wow, Papa Smurf is sus.
Wow.
Man.
wow. I don't always get that lucky. I don't always get easy ghosties on the weeklies. All hands are still in the air, waving like I just don't care. We got palpitations. What? What do we got?
Alimentations.
Alimentation.
Alimentaciones.
Alimentation. Oh, we do
Alimentaciones.
have events. Okay, you've got the screwdriver. Oh, there's one there too.
Wait,
Yay.
this is fine.
Yay.
This is something
What?
yellow.
Nothing.
Okay.
What do you need?
I just need yellow.
Yellow left, yellow right.
No, I got that.
Yeah.
I've got a. I've got a red yellow.
What are you doing?
Do you have a yellow
Okay,
red?
That's good. Actually, no, I have a yellow though.
So we would need need another yellow for that to work.
Wait, you said you had yellow to red. Is there a red to yellow?
I have a red to yellow. We need a yellow to red.
Oh, there's a red to yellow. There's a red to yellow.
I have a red to yellow.
Oh, but we have that. Never mind.
Okay.
Something happened.
There we go. See? Now,
All right.
now we're even. Now it's all even.
Oh
and
wait,
balanced now.
wait.
Don't forget the betrayal.
Mark,
What?
right here.
Oh yeah. Is it double
Oh,
yellow?
let's go.
Here, there's a double yellow for you.
Double
I blind? Where the fuck
yellow
did it go?
all the way. And that's
Where did it
yep,
go?
Bingo.
I got
There
it.
you go.
Yahtzee.
All right.
Yahtzee.
Well, I don't want to walk around with 2 weapons in this game, so I have to give it to somebody.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, who did you equip with a weapon?
Okay, so the last time I had 2 weapons, I gave it to Daffodil, but I was the killer. So I only had 1 bullet, so I put it down.
I don't know if you're the killer or not, but that was just really funny. That was so funny.
Red to yellow.
Oh my god. Clay was telling me a lovely story about how he gave someone else a weapon and then they walked in and murdered him. Oh, that was good. Yeah, that was. Don't. That was so funny. Don't do it. Don't. No. Why are you this way?
It's just dirt.
No, don't, please. We were
Why were you
roomies.
laughing about it?
Because it was so funny the way that he got killed.
Explain to me why it was funny and I'll let
Because
you
he
live.
just explained. Here, I'll explain it. Here, I'll do it like this. So, someone walked in. He was telling me about how he gave someone a weapon. He's like, well, the last time I gave
feel
someone
like
a weapon,
we're the
and then they
Twitch
shot him
right
in the
now.
face.
Well,
It
yeah,
was
it was
so
me.
funny.
I misfired the gun and he stabbed me.
It was so funny watching. He was mid-sentence when he died. I was done for. Look, here, follow me to the vent. Follow me to the vent.
Okay,
Here.
you guys carry on. I'm on Flash Watch.
That was so funny. Oh my god. I had the best view in the world. Bang. All right, let's go find another one. Oh my god, that was so good. Yeah, so the last time I gave someone a weapon, I just dead. Hey, how are you? Ooh. Hey, how are you? Do you want to help them
I'm
with
just
the
on
scanner?
Flash watch, don't mind me.
Do you want to help them with the scanner?
Go on, but you're on.
I will
watch, bud.
return. I will return back here before the 6.
Okay.
Okay. If I'm not, you know there's a problem. It should not take me 40 seconds.
Should have yellow spread. Kieran, are you here? Kieran?
Where'd Kieran go? Kieran also had a vent. Didn't Kieran have, or did Kieran actually finish the vent? I think he finished the vent because there was one over there, I think. There's still 3? Shit. Oh fuck, maybe it is gonna take 40 seconds. God damn, this is slow.
And a dead clay. What the hell?
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
And done. All right, we're gonna let Flash come in. All right,
Son
come
of
on
a
in.
bitch. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you?
Hey, thanks
I'm a
for
little
the
sus.
pressure,
I'm a
bud.
little sus of Kieran.
Kieran? Okay.
A little bit. He's, oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm super sus. He's walking in here and creeping in and walk back out.
Okay.
He's doing nothing.
Keep going
He's just
right.
walking around.
You're gonna go right for a while.
You know he's one of them. You know he is. You know he is. But I don't have a weapon. Don't trust Daff. She's shady. Oh no, she's helping though.
Keep going.
Got 3 left. Okay.
Yeah.
I there's a good chance I'm gonna go out there and die. So just remember me, okay?
I will, Flash. I will.
Thank you. Oh my
Alright,
God,
okay.
there's so much to do and there's nothing done. It's a trick. I game with her.
Keep going down.
Okay. Someone's on cameras. I just saw that. Uh-oh. There was a lot of shoe stain.
And keep going right. Yeah, we thought that was your dad.
Nope, nope, not yet. I have a vent
Oh, go
though,
back
and I'm
a
about to
little
go
bit.
take it. This is from the.
All right, we're on the last one if you want to wait.
Okay.
Go right. Keep going.
Screwdriver could be a weapon. It
And
can,
stop.
but it's not that
And
strong.
go down.
It's not really that strong of a weapon. It's really not.
And to the left just a touch. There you go.
By the way,
All right,
there's
let's roll
I'm
that
fairly
posse.
certain there's someone in cameras that I don't, or maybe that blinks all the time. I don't know.
Yeah. Don't worry, I have 2 weapons. We're fine.
Roger that.
Where's this one going?
This I gotta clean it, and this is going to the restaurant, not the big restaurant, the small room.
Okay.
Where is everybody
What
else?
tasks do we have left?
We have a bunch. We have analysis and vents. I have this,
We have to do 2 more vents and we're now.
and I've got one
All right,
vent
do you have
here.
weapon flash?
No. Thank you. I'll
All right.
I'll try to make it count.
count.
Well then I need someone. I need someone to follow me then with a screwdriver.
Okay, I
You
can.
got one? Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's rock.
And then I'll peel off to analysis.
Okay. I'm a little sussy. It was here, yes? Right? No, shit. Where was this?
Is it in Pazushi?
Was it in? I'm losing my mind.
No.
Where did I get this
Is
from?
it the washroom maybe?
I swear I got it from there. Am I crazy?
No, washroom. Washroom.
Oh, it's right here. Okay, never mind. I just called the wrong room. Okay. Sorry.
All right.
My
I
bad.
will go work on
I'm
analysis.
doing these. I'm doing these. I'm doing these. I'm doing
You got
these.
it. Okay.
There's angel
All right,
wings.
so we have 1 vent left.
Where is that last vent by chance?
Oh, it's hidden. It's pulled.
All right.
Fine.
Someone's taking it, or did you look in the back corner? Dead Kierden. My guess would be computers or something. Why is there a C4 in the corner? Oh, fuck. Did you look in the obvious places? How you doing?
Oh fuck, it's not damage.
Did we find it?
The vent?
Yeah. Nothing?
No.
It was done.
It's probably the big open area, and I don't know about it or where it would be. No clue. It's not in there. I have no idea where they put it. I don't know where everyone else is. Fudge. Maybe check where all the shells are or the canisters. That would be a good place to put it. It could be over here in the middle and I just am not seeing it. That's the thing. No time.
I found it, I found it, I found it, I found it!
Oh shit. Okay, run. Do you have a screwdriver? No, there's not enough time. There's no way. Damn. I did not vent. How dare you? Crimson, thank you for the follow. Where was it? Where was it?
I got it. It was behind pressure.
Hilarious.
The what? Oh, that was
It was
so
behind pressure.
funny.
You gave the weapon to the right person.
Oh
You
my
gave the
god.
right person.
Murder bunny.
You avenged me.
Maniacal murderous bunny. That's what it is.
I got M in my name. I got M in my name.
So
I'm
Flash.
capable.
Wait, my view of that was amazing.
You thought you were the killer.
No,
You just
no,
walked me
you
back
were
and
you were
laughed
mid
for
you were mid story talking about giving someone else a weapon and you getting killed, and then somebody walks in and murders you.
Yeah.
That was gold. That was so good.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
funny. I was listening to Glade talk and I was like, hey, what's that? That's just kill.
didn't you? I thought you were like, oh, like this.
Yeah, I just fell down. And then you see my face, it's kind of like, well, you couldn't see my dead face, but that was funny enough. 1 second.
Oh man,
Just
there's
like cracked up, and then it
Dude,
was so much
there's-
stuff on you. I was like, I thought for sure definitely.
yeah, they were sus of me because I laughed at the death. It was so funny. I was like, listen, hear me
You
out,
didn't
please.
say anything about it. You just kept laughing and going about your business.
Well, I ran away because I was afraid that I was next.
It was hilarious.
Oh, that was good. That was good. I needed that. It's been a few good
I
rounds.
probably
man.
got one more in me.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. I got the vent in.
I know.
So
I
we're just
know.
being back on East Coast time when it comes to playing with you guys.
Oh yeah.
The correct time zone.
The correct.
What time zone? What
Yes.
time zone?
East.
Direct time zone.
East.
Which one? Which one? Which one?
East.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yes,
East
thank
I
you.
don't know. It's pretty nice being central because I'm in the middle of everybody. I don't.
That's
miss
true.
anyone.
No, that's the wrong.
Pacific time.
If we're for real.
That's the wrong time.
Does that? What's that mean? I'm choking.
But you're pretty much on Pacific time too.
Honestly, yeah. Because of all y'all.
okay?
Yeah, honestly, for real.
I was so shocked by Moon Bunny's statement. I just started choking on air. I was like, what's that mean? What do you mean by your East Coast but on Pacific time? Like, you're a
Well,
night owl?
because
type
like,
thing?
Because all of our friends.
yeah, because all of our friends are on Pacific basically a lot.
Yes.
So we
Like I said,
tend to
West.
play
Yeah.
late.
East Coast, West Coast. Yeah.
That is really true. I do notice that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm more on Pacific time than
Doing.
East Coast time. For like normal people, but.
Find mates.
Right?
Find mates. Find mates.
Find mates.
Find mates.
Friendship.
Find mates.
Friendship.
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 Friendship
Friendship.
circle.
Friendship. Friendship.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Friendship circle.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Ready?
Friendship.
And. Okay.
What was that?
Good.
What? Excuse me? What was that?
That noise was extremely unnecessary.
That was Wait, how the hell are you doing that? The boom, 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 boom.
Oh shit!
She just do it.
People are
Like-
sick.
You just keep yeah, there you go.
Listen,
You don't want to just watch
you
it.
don't have to watch. You can turn around.
I mean,
Are you just doing
yeah.
this stuff and then doing
I mean, I
that?
Hey
can.
guys,
That's exactly what
show
she's doing.
flash of friendship.
Roger.
Hey, Papa Smurf, I have something to tell you.
I don't know.
What? I'm not Space Jesus. I can't do that. I don't have the.
But you do
yeah.
have a soundboard.
I feel
I
like
do, but
guys
you don't want to
remember
hear
that
it.
scene in Toy Story.
Yes, we do.
I do.
Always.
That's all I got. Does that work?
Yes,
I
thank
was
you.
expecting the brother.
Yes, thank you.
The what?
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you.
The
The
brother.
brother. Ooh.
Thank you for that.
You remember
Good
the scene in
play.
Toy Story 1?
Toy Story
With the
1?
That brother.
aliens. Toy Story 1 with the aliens that are just like walking with like wow.
Oh, we're sorry.
I love Toy Story. Toy Story is my jam. Slinky Dog Ride was shut down when we were there. I'm just running around with my hands up in the air. Okay, we have deliveries. All right. There's a delivery over in Compoopers.
Never getting candy when I get here.
See candy?
Good talk.
Excuse me, pardon me. Oh my Lanta. Holy shit. I can't pocket one of these, right? Damn, sad.
Need a battery. Need a battery.
Computers. Which Toy Story is the best one? I mean, I'm always a classic. Wait, was it over here? Oh, it's right there. I'm always a classic Toy Story 1 guy. But I'd probably go. Oh, wait, wait. Hey. I'd probably go 1, 3, 4, 2. 1, 3, 4, 2.
It does 10 health, 60 stamina, and not fat. Is that what it means?
Still need to see Toy Story 4. It's good. I mean, it is really good. It's just, it's definitely not my favorite. It's really well done. It's still a good movie. Toy Story was the first movie I ever bought with my own money. Like, I bought that shit on VHS.
Oh, that's close.
-4 because I haven't seen it yet. Gotcha.
Are we on?
We have 2 more deliveries. I think we have pressure, which they haven't even gotten all the tubies.
Pressure is so much fun. I love pressure.
Oh, we have limitations.
Under pressure.
Okay, I'll take a charged one.
Oh, we have all of them here. We do have all the pressures here.
Yep. All right. Starting it.
Roger that.
Go.
Go ahead.
Pressure.
Pressure up.
Pressure.
Grim, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, dude. All right, what do you got?
Oh. Hey. So.
Grim,
we'll
sticky
do-
finger, welcome in. How you doing? Hey, how are you?
Oh, come on. One of these, and then
Oh,
we'll
wait.
test the yellow down there just to be safe.
On it. There you go.
Pressure.
Pressure up. Just gonna put these here for now. Hey, Janelle, how are you? Watch Toy Story multiple times a year. It's so
So it is
good.
a
All right,
red
what do you
one.
miss? You need a
That's a
red?
funny
There's one right there.
combination.
Which one are we missing then?
All right.
Where's the? Okay.
There you go.
Yep, you're good.
All right, pressure, but it
Pressure
should be perfect.
Hopefully that works. Got 4 ads. Oh no, I know the ads are playing. I know. Hi, Grim. How are you? Is that good?
Fine. Yeah. Good.
Okay, cool. All right, that was good.
Side.
Yeah, good. You're good.
All right, pressure.
This is one of the ones that takes long.
This
Okay,
is gonna
they
be
both-
super easy because they both blew on half, so that means they go over there. Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
brother. Super easy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
still
you show it.
getting
You show it to his boss.
All right, pressure, full
Pressure up.
sending. Woo!
Still got ads for 20 seconds. I hope you had a good stream, Grip. Nicely done. Look at that. Pressure's already done.
Mr.
Bangarang, Peter.
Fantastic.
Analysis and alimentation.
I need yellow to blue. Oh, I found it.
Yellow to blue. Do you have a battery?
Yellow to blue should be the last one.
Okay. You have battery though?
Yes, there's a full battery in there,
Sweet.
so it should be good. Should be.
Anal lice.
I'm sorry. Pardon you?
Anal lice.
Maybe that's left in the
Anal
Yeah, your
lice.
battery.
Mark.
We already did this. We already
It's
did
done.
this.
It's done. It's blue.
done.
It's blue.
Oh, it's done.
It's blue, so you know it's done. All
Raina did it.
Shit.
right. Anal cysts.
Dang it. Someone
Anal
took-
cysts.
Anal cyst.
Someone took.
Someone's about to do some
yeah.
shit.
Someone's already working on it too, so.
Okay. Well,
And
what
you're
are we
poking
missing?
people's butts
Oh
flush?
shit.
I mean, I'll give you a little poke, little boop boop. Little boop, little boop boop.
Oh, someone got get poked.
What do you need?
We got
What do you
poke.
need?
We
White, red.
poking someone?
White, red. Okay.
Get it from the back, so it's
White,
more,
red. White, red.
Oh,
I need a canister. Hey,
There's a one in here, maybe.
I'm looking for more containers. I don't trust people. There's one right there. All right, what do we
Find
need? Yeah, I got one. What do we need?
I actually like music. I don't know. I'm just not getting in the way, basically.
There you go. It's at a low volume.
You have yellow,
I'm
red,
doing it.
red, white.
I saw Crow Wizard.
Moon, you want
Red, white. All right, what are you getting?
Did the person
Red.
really die?
What else? Who? What? Okay.
Oh, wow.
You're sus.
He is sus.
I literally did not have a weapon.
follow somebody, break things up, big cricket window.
I don't think he realizes that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
That was a few days. It was good. It was really good. We needed it.
Okay, so we need white and red.
Wait, red?
You just need red.
Oh, we just need red? Where's the
Yep,
white one?
in my hand.
Okay.
Why the fuck are we
You
doing
really
this
look like you want to
Spider-Man
do the
bullshit?
stabby stab there, Moon Bunny.
Huh?
Are we Spider-Man?
Bunny, you should do the stabby
Going
stab.
back
Do
and
it,
forth
do
with
it,
the
do it.
stabby stab.
You are. Stab,
Because
stab,
I'm
stab, stab.
ready. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
We just need
for
red,
someone
right?
to make a move against me, and then I'm gonna stab. I'm gonna go,
Stab.
ha.
Stab,
I go, ha.
stab. Stab.
I go,
Stab him, he's been following people
Stab.
around.
But hey, don't throw me under the bus like, hey.
They should be getting. They should be getting red.
I'll go get red.
Hey, I'm his lawyer.
Yeah, talk to my lawyer.
You and your wife get to rekindle your love. It was really good.
Hugging and dog.
Epcot was super awesome just because getting to go eat around the world and just hang out, just chill and not feel like we need to speed around.
Uh-huh.
You like carrying the torch in the Olympics. Let's go. Wait, wasn't there another one? Okay, yeah,
Go
anyway.
kill
Okay.
Spawn the fish just for the
I got it. Oh, I was gonna grab that. You got it. Go ahead.
ooh, I want.
We need the white one?
Oh, I heard a step.
Are we done? Let's turn
Think
this
so.
music.
Oh, my.
What the hell? Who are the
That was
killers?
stuff that's fun.
What the fuck? Nobody was doing anything. What the hell was going on?
Fuck out of there.
Did you make it that no one was a killer?
Legitimately could
What
not
was that
know
like
if
fun?
the weapon.
Who were the killers?
I could not
No
find
way.
a single
You were the
one.
killer, weren't you?
I think-
You were the
I
killer.
was. I couldn't get a weapon.
Oh my god.
You were
Let
following-
up, people found them.
Wait, the
I was so
weapon
sus
was
of
fine.
Kierden.
Whoa.
You had the only weapon?
Oh, wow.
I need a phone-free
Yeah,
vacation.
I couldn't find a
One
single
knife on the
weapon.
whole
I was
map.
trying to not have it too much, but like honestly,
But it was
Yeah, that was
with Disney, because we did lightning lanes,
Steph still had the
we did lightning
revolver.
lanes, so I had to have my phone on me.
Yeah.
And one
I-
person had a shotgun.
I
I forget.
mistakenly
I
shot
will
it.
But
though.
yeah, there were only like 3 weapons.
The cassette tape, as long as you hit someone from behind, you can get them in 2 shots.
Hit him right.
Yeah,
And it
giggity.
knocks the weapon out of their hand.
Yeah, you heard that?
Yeah.
You went well.
Hit him from, yeah, tape him from behind. Get taped. Get taped on.
Find mates. Hit the barcode.
Find mate. Get taped.
HR would like to have a word with you two.
Yeah,
What?
neither of us
I am
should
HR.
survive, so no one dies.
My name is Henry Ridley.
You gotta be creative. You
Henry
gotta-
Dick.
Friendship
Don't you
time.
get it?
But I'm the president.
Don't you understand?
Oh,
Look, step one.
Circle,
Friendship.
circle.
Friendship.
Step one,
President,
find mate.
get down.
Step two,
Find
get
mate.
taped.
Friendship.
Step three, profit. Profit.
Oh my god.
Profit.
Profit.
Pressure.
Profit.
Pressure. Step three, pressure.
Profit. Profit.
When the canister is blue, the pressure is the highest. Let's go.
We're gonna make some merch.
Company.
Moon Bunny,
Okay, guys.
Am I ready?
President, and Angel Wings. Oh, are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm headed out. I'm headed
Bye,
out.
Moon.
Gotta work
Bye.
for
I got a
Bye,
long
Moon.
travel days ahead tomorrow.
Husband and I will have our year wedding anniversary in a couple weeks. I don't think we're gonna do anything this year, but that's okay. We've definitely been there
I
for
don't want
sure.
to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You could be
There's
funny.
been years where it's just like, look, we just don't have time, or we just can't. It's like it just didn't work, so we just try to have at least a night to ourselves.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for the alert, Coda. Get the hell out of here. Okay, they're gone.
Excuse? That's suspicious.
Sorry, the timing was really good.
That's weird.
Good night, guys.
Sorcery is this.
Oh, you can leave it too.
Good night,
Bye, Angel.
Yeah, good night.
Oh my god,
Bye.
that's so funny. Oh my
We
goodness.
got
Definitely, just
Amber
kidding.
and
What the heck?
Trigram hopping in.
Okay,
And then
cool.
we'll-
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
More friends.
I'm probably gonna leave after the next game, but I'll
Okay,
stick around
sounds
for
good.
one more.
Hey, I
Okay.
appreciate you
We're
guys.
having fun. We're having fun.
It's
Yeah.
a blast.
I can't wait to hang out with you again in person. We can cook.
Hell yeah.
In person.
We're gonna make all
In
kinds of
person.
food
Real
stuff, so
hands-on
only you and I can eat
experience
it, and your mom can't eat it.
Get taped.
You know.
That's good.
I said, dude, I can't wait to hang out with you and cook together and all food and stuff so your mom can.
Wait, I just realized, how do I add you guys
More
on
fries.
Steam from the game?
Great question.
Is there
I
an
don't
easy
think you
way to
can
add
from
you
the
guys?
I don't think they have
okay.
that from this.
Fuck, 'cause
Which is kind of weird.
so confusing.
That's like one of the first things games add.
Yeah.
You would
Is
think,
there
right?
a way on Steam to see your recent players?
Well, my stuff is the
don't think
exact
there
same
is.
across all platforms.
Void, hello.
Papa Smurf. Is there
my name is
space?
regular.
That is kind of dumb.
Did you say my?
Yeah.
Did you say my name is Dong?
No, I didn't say your name was dumb. The whole not being able to add people easily thing is dumb.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh,
you know,
okay,
so I
okay.
saw a video.
How dare.
Any of you guys
Is
have
your
No,
mochi
I-
ice
icon
cream?
of a blue tongue or
How
something?
dare you?
Yes.
Maybe I'll tap.
Okay, so I saw.
Okay, I just
what you
sent it
do
to
is you get ice cream and you melt it, right? And then you add mochi powder, the glutinous rice,
Moshi moshi.
and then you mix it, and it becomes like a dough, and then you fold actual ice cream in there, and then you put it back in the fridge for another hour, and then it's that that mochi ice cream that comes in little trays.
Daffodil.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just saw that. It's 2 ingredients.
Daffodil.
I thought we found it for a second.
Hail daffodil.
Ew.
That's
I
the
am
president.
illiterate. How dare you insult my alliteration?
I apologize.
dude.
I apologize. This great offense.
Apologies accepted because we're friends.
And now it's official. Mazel tov.
Block. She's like, and now I block you.
Dismissed. Oh, jeez.
Hi, Amber.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you
Trigram.
so much, Block. Oh, hello, friends. Do we hear Trigram? Trigram? Oh, hello. And Amber. Amber. Do we hear you, Amber? Amber. Ground controlled Amber.
Ground control.
Why aren't you
Are you laughing
talking?
at? Where'd you go? Oh.
Remember, we
what
can't
you
hear
got
you.
to
in the
say?
air. Put your hands in the air if you're talking, because we can't
We
hear
can't
you.
hear you.
You have to check your audio.
Press F to put your hands in
Check
the air
your
if
audio.
you're
Skeet
talking.
up, butt up.
Keep up, but
Get up.
Sorry if yours worked, but I thought I heard you.
Are you?
Hello.
You're
Yes,
talking.
I am.
Hey, what's up? Welcome in, welcome in.
We don't
Thank
hear
you.
We do not hear you, Amber. Just
What are you going to play? Cult of the Lamb
Whoa.
again? Cult of the Lamb again?
Amber is the color
microphone
of
to
your
your
energy.
computer. So make sure your like computer settings
Whoa.
Microphone.
Man, I haven't heard that song in a long time. Oh, Angel Wings, always a blast, friend. The Daily Tater, thank you, thank you.
Perfectly blending into my surroundings.
Did I just get double
Nobody
tatered?
will ever
Wait.
see me.
Did you
Amber,
guys play
are
that
you
at the
enjoying
exact same
Discord?
time?
Yes or no?
Hello there.
Hello.
I see you.
Amber, you're in
No,
Discord.
camouflage.
Go
You're
into
blending it with the
window.
pillar.
And I can help you with the
I
audio.
love it.
Okay. Go in the audio channel, and I'll help you with the audio.
Hold on, don't move. Hey, Glay. Hey.
Hello.
I bet you can't find Daffodil.
So, do you have? Are you talking now currently?
Wait, what color is she?
Where?
I'm gonna private message you. I don't hear you.
Camouflage.
I am perfectly blending in with my surroundings. No one will ever find me.
It's perfectly done.
So stealthy.
That's so stealthy. Oh, man.
Very
I love
stealthy.
I hear you now.
Surprise!
So try
I gotcha. That's what we do when we run to people do that from now on. Just, wagga. Rawr.
XD.
Okay. Do you have like? Are you using?
Oh my god. Rawr. Oh, I fell. Is it possible to go from one of these to the other one? I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. No. Hold on.
Nope.
No, hold on.
I don't think it is.
Yep, it's back into it.
Ready? Oh.
Nah. It doesn't work.
No. What about this one?
What, this one?
Parkour.
No, I almost died.
Nope. Almost died.
Papa. Come joust me. Or die. Or just die.
Hello.
What are you
Hello.
having?
This game is so funny.
Hello.
I've been seeing more. I've been seeing more and more clips.
So your
I've been seeing more and more
defaulted
clips
to your headset on your computer.
of this
Okay,
game, and
so
I'm
that's
really
not
glad,
an issue
and I
then,
hope that they
because a lot
update
of
it
those issues
frequently.
Was that the microphone wasn't the default? So in that case,
The tree almost looks like a Christmas tree.
yeah, you haven't had the issue before.
Oh, that one? It's pretty
You
cool.
might
It's pretty
have
rad.
to
Restart the game.
Maybe restart the game. I don't know if you changed anything. Because if you changed
Put the game in right. It might work.
in Discord
Wait, which color?
while we were talking, the
Jeff and White, right?
you might have.
All right, do we need a clean container for that?
So
no.
All right.
Okay, anyways. No, I think she's the.
Rawr! Oh.
You almost killed Papa.
Wait, what happened?
I tried to time it so when I jump into the roar, I died, and it didn't. I had to jump an extra time.
Amber's coming back. By the way, she's gonna restart.
I'm gonna figure out a way to time this.
Hey, friend. I think we can we all agree.
Maybe when we get to like 50. Roar! Son of a bitch!
Dude, I like the white outfit.
Eggs, thank you for the
The orange
biddies,
one.
man.
Why
Kind of
am
like
I
that
being
black with the
circled?
orange, got the white.
See,
there.
I like this one. I like the
I
dark
like
I
mode.
really like
Can you
the
reset
cyan,
the
too.
The dark mode fits where it's
Pretty
at.
blue.
Like,
Real
I will
pretty
say that orange is the most different.
Did you get
Yeah.
it?
I like it.
Orange is peak. Orange is so peak.
I don't understand why
It's not pink,
it's
but it is
not
most
just
different.
regular orange.
Yeah, it's peak. It's
changes
peak. I
that
will
you
hear
made.
no other
Yeah.
opinion.
When you restart the game, it should work because I heard you in Discord.
It's not.
I like our little
it is,
booties,
actually.
too.
I
They're
don't want
so
to hear
cute.
that
Our
coming
little
from the
beanies.
piss boy over here. You're
How
yelling.
dare
Damn.
you?
Damn.
How dare? How
Damn.
dare you?
Yeah, I said it. I said what we're all
How
thinking.
dare you?
He called you a walking
After I
canteen
allowed
of
you to
urine.
live so many times. How dare you?
Did you get it?
Love
Wait,
the
did you call
blue.
it-
I like the
did you
blue
call
too.
it a PP canister?
He's a PP. He's a PP canteen.
Piss boy.
Fucking rude. Fucking
Damn.
It is. You're
I
on
am-
yellow.
Oh, how dare you agree?
Papa Smurf's hit list is getting larger and larger.
I am. I should leave. Come back. So we get the color.
Hey, 12, what's up? What is this game? This game is called Lockdown Protocol. It
someone
is
else to be-
think of it as a first-person Among Us game.
Amber, is it working?
You're in. Okay, so now try talking again.
That's so weird. You didn't.
I hear you. I hear you in Discord, but I don't hear you in the game.
Oh no.
You
Did
don't hear
she-
anybody in
did she check
game.
her sound
Or
settings?
your globals.
Is your mic set to the default? Because this game just runs off what your default is on Windows. It
Yeah,
likes
her
to be
microphone's
fucking-
Yeah,
changed
you
to
walked her
default.
through that.
Yeah,
good.
I walked you through that.
I know I had the glitch where I
Oh my.
used to have to manually change my audio settings in game every round until I deleted that app out of thing.
How do you change your audio?
Wait, how do you do
The
that?
back door.
Go escape, and then audio that. Like I would have to change all my settings in there every game.
What's Amber? What's your global volume set to? Is it set to 100?
If she was talking, no matter what her volume is, her helmet would light up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
so it's
muted
not
in
reading her microphone.
Discord.
Yeah. Not at all.
Oh, you can hear them in game now,
But we can't hear her.
but we can't hear you.
It's her.
Your character's eyes are very accurate for this.
Very frustrated eyes. Yeah, look at that.
Her, is your voice
not
volume
working.
set all the way down? Because sometimes that'll do it.
Yeah, what's your microphone output? Because you have global volume and then your voice volume. So what's your voice volume set to?
I just have to change both every round.
Rawr!
Volume up a bit?
Yeah, the sub is at 666. Yeah.
Or like, I'm not hearing you in Discord.
No,
Phil.
we can't.
No. No.
Nope.
That sucks.
Was it working earlier? It's not working now. Oh, I can't hear you.
Liz
That's
asked
crazy.
if it was working earlier and if it wasn't working now. No, I still hear you in Discord, but not game.
Does she
Look
have
at all
like,
this
a
stuff.
volume? Does she have it set to?
Yeah, she has her
output.
defaulted set to it.
Did she manually do it?
No, it's already defaulted to it. She hasn't had the issue before.
Yeah. No.
What issue?
Was there maybe an update on your audio drivers or something, Amber?
It's probably the audio drivers.
Gonna go figure that out and then let us know when to fix it.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's gonna do.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. See you later.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Amber.
Bye,
Hugs.
friend.
Hugs.
Bye, friend.
Okay,
Hugs.
bye.
Sorry.
Hey, you should fix it.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh,
Flash.
Sorry, everyone's being so kind.
Well, we're trying to help a friend before we
know.
kill them when they join.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
true. Good point.
Let the chaos begin.
We want to set the tone by making them
you-
think that we're friendly.
Make them feel safe,
Right.
and then stab them from the front.
Oh my.
From the front.
There's a thrice
Wow.
lyric
Excuse me,
that
how dare
says,
you.
true friends stab you in the
Oh,
front.
is that what that means when it says front damage and back damage?
Yeah.
Oh, I just
Wait,
got
what?
that
There's a
after
thing for
like.
that? Wait, there's a thing for that?
So
Front damage, back
when
damage.
you right
Yeah.
click, I thought back damage was honestly if somebody was attacking from behind.
I
But
mean,
like you would attack with that
well,
back.
yeah, like if I have a
Like the recoil.
if I have a tape, the front damage, how much here? Back damage.
Yeah, but I thought
Wish
the
you could
back
look at
damage
the
was like
here.
recoil.
It would be
so
cool if
It'd be
they
cool
had
to
like
see it here.
weapons here,
recoils.
like weapons here that could
Yeah.
just, like go up there.
I don't think you want
be-
there to be weapons because people would just shoot you. I hope you know that.
I mean, that's true.
You would respawn and get shot immediately.
Or like we just have the weapons but don't die. Kind of like
Oh yeah,
I
you just
think-
keep or maybe like target dummies. Target dummies. With
Yeah.
respawn.
Yeah.
Burp.
Bark.
No, I last made me sore.
I went in front of Glay's screen.
I thought you burped. I was like, what?
Rar.
Oh my god. Hey, Flash. Hey, Flash.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what?
What? How dare! Don't you throw that at me. Ball's playing. So right now we have
Oh my
Papa
God.
Smurf, we have Glay,
Murder of the
Crimson.
finest degree.
we have Trigrim, we have Daffodil, Chrome Wizard, and Monkey Mark.
One hop this time.
We're bringing
Left
in
dumb.
Frank. You just
Right.
Flank!
Frank's diabolical.
Right. Left dumb.
Do a challenge in Phasmophobia. Change the language? No, that's
we
a
got
that's a big
Frank
Mike
coming.
thing. That's a big Mike thing.
And then Chiba and Ali right behind them. But we're gonna play a game with Frank. And
Oh my
then,
goodness, Chiba's
I
still
think
trucking?
Chrome says it's leading it. Yeah.
You sure it wasn't you? Oh, it's Chiba!
Thank you.
Oh, hi,
You're
Chiebs.
welcome.
We were just talking about you.
Or whatever sounds good to me.
Mr. Chiebs, think of the 32 months. Chiba!
That sounded like somebody dying.
Who's snoring over there? Oh my god, how long did it actually take you to do Fears to Fathom?
Murder.
Judas.
Is it Trigger or
Frank.
Track.
To the
Frank.
spectrum down my call.
His balls.
All these bitches
You have very cool eyes.
His crawls.
You are.
We got
You
Frank.
are.
here.
Hi.
Frank, ready up?
I'm
Ready to go?
I'm Mark.
2 hours just chatting in chat games? That makes sense.
Frank,
Hold on,
you've
I've
been
been inviting you. Hold on.
Good luck, have fun, Trigger.
Yep, we got
Alright, we're an employee.
I've been a killer.
We have to do good things. Good things, good things, good things. We're gonna go this way. Nice. What do we have? Alimentation, pressure, scanner, delivery. Alimentation. Okay. I'm just gonna bring this one, because why not? Alimentation.
Okay, there's more damage from the back. Okay, I get it.
Giggity.
Okay, so we have pressure.
Where's the alimentation?
Hey, we're ready. Frank.
Ooh. Oh shit. All right. We just need a battery. Will anyone fuck with it, or will we have time?
Okay.
I need a battery.
We need the pressure stuff.
All right. Yeah, they're all here.
That helps.
Oh my goodness.
That would help.
That was maniacal.
Frank. Where's Frank?
Going to quickly do this. Going to quickly do this, so that way, hopefully, we don't have to worry about it anymore. Weird. Weird. Okay. Oh shit. So something was going on. So I was multi-streaming, but the second that I stopped YouTube, it was fine. Dude, that was weird. The second I stopped it, it's fine. Okay. We should blame Chiba. I'm okay with that. Damn it, Cheebs. Alright, so that one is done? Yes? Oh, okay, pressure scanner delivery. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I'm glad we figured it out, I guess. Why is there dead people?
I'll tell you after the pressure.
Okay. Like to have all the attention.
Okay, this is good. Papa Smurf attacked that though. From
Oh.
Flash.
Oh, and then I murdered Daffodil because I wasn't sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, better safe than sorry, I suppose. All right.
We don't have that much left.
No, scanner pressure delivery. So I'm sure there's a hidden delivery somewhere. I'm just waiting for us to finish pressure.
Okay, I'll let Frank finish pressure. I'll try to find the delivery.
Okay. You on it?
Careful, Flash. Careful,
You're good.
please.
You're good. I'm clear.
Hey, Flash.
Yeah.
Come here.
What? Don't you dare. You put it back in your pants. Get out of here. Son of a bitch. God damn. Can't go anywhere with you. Go ahead. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Nice.
All right, cool.
What do we need?
Yeah, it's funny.
Scanner
you're always
delivery.
Like, yeah, you're always like, because I can do pressure in like 30 seconds. You're always like, if I'm in here doing pressure and it's not done, you're gonna kill it.
All right. All right. So we have delivery and scanner, right?
Scanners has been like they've been working on it. So
Okay. So where the hell's the delivery?
that's the question, right?
Yeah. Are both of the killers gone? That's the next question. Okay. I didn't see anything in there. No. Check in there. No. Nothing.
Do we know who the other killer was?
No, I have no. Oh.
Holy
All right.
Fuck.
I trusted you, Mark. I trusted you.
You were
Missed all the action.
Daffodil.
I was too late.
Daffodil, I'm really sorry.
We were dealing with internet issues
the
or
killer.
whatever. Not internet issues, like OBS issues.
I was innocent.
You, Frank.
I was the one being chased. I'm sorry.
I saved him all the way from
I'm gonna head out
office.
now, Glenn.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on.
And
That
then,
was a lot of fun.
And then
Bye,
Mark
Spawn.
Fun. It was fun playing
Mark
with
was
you.
being real
Bye.
slow.
Bye, Spawn.
Sure,
Bye.
so I took over.
Bye.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Goodnight.
Au revoir.
Good night.
Bye.
Crap, how do I leave? That's how
Bye.
That's always the best part.
You don't leave.
Oh,
That's
how do we
thing.
leave?
You don't leave. Bye.
We're gonna-
Oh, he left.
Oh.
Oh, figured it out.
You never leave.
Yeah.
What you do is you think you leave. Really? You just go down there and we get to watch you run around in circles.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, though, when I first played this game, it did take me a second to figure out how to leave. I was like, what do I leave?
Yeah.
You need to rotate out.
tried quitting the lobby. I was like, oh,
No,
thank God I don't have powers.
hold on. Let me see.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Look,
Okay, my mouse is
look at Spawn's fucking intro video.
Wait,
S to the P to the A to the on. S to the P to the A to the on. Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys ready for Allie?
I want to hear it.
You ready for Allie, Clay?
We're bringing in. Shiba was actually ahead. You just were ready earlier than he was.
1, 2, 3.
McCheebs.
Okay, she's still ordering food anyway, so.
Hold on. Is she ready though? Because Daffodil said they can rotate out.
No.
I can rotate out.
No, she's ordering food right now, so it's all good.
Okay.
If you want to stay,
I appreciate that, Daffodil.
No problem.
We got the
Not like
teams
I
coming for a
can't
couple
jump back
games.
in
So.
if somebody else drops out.
I appreciate that.
Are you sure?
And then we also have
Allie,
Amber. I think
Daffodil said,
Amber just.
she only has like another game or so.
It was lovely playing with you. I'm sorry that I got you killed by telling you to hide the bomb.
That's okay.
Can't believe you let them die.
Always
I
her
love you too,
partner in
man.
crime. Allie said you're
I
always her
love
partner in
playing
crime.
with your wife.
Wow.
That's wow.
I love playing with my wife too. You know?
As soon as I said it, there was regrets. Okay.
Do you want to rephrase that, Daffodil?
What?
Do you
I
maybe
don't
want
think
to
they do.
rephrase that just a little itty bit?
No, I'm giving up on that whole sentence.
Yeah, I definitely love playing with my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Chiba! Hello! Hello!
Chiba!
Hello!
It's Chiba.
It's a Chiba. Let's go.
It's Chiba.
Chiba.
So the next two people in will be
Oh, hi,
Amber
hello.
or Allie and
hi.
Amber. So,
Oh, hey.
Allie and Amber.
What?
yeah. Well, the next person that Allie can come in, and then that will be Amber. Amber, restart right. I'm just so that they fight me.
I promise I won't kill
I need to drink more water.
Bye.
Need to drink more water.
I just want to ask you press the
Unless
hot
he's a
button
killer.
before.
Unless he's a killer.
I will not kill him, even if I am the killer.
Lie.
I appreciate that, Mark. I appreciate
Are
that.
you calling me a liar?
Look at my
Hey, what's up, Z?
beautiful.
I'm good. How are you, friend?
I need to play the fast
And
game.
Joey
Oh, man, already? That's fine.
I would prefer you never mention that again.
sorry.
Thank you.
Who said pizza soda?
Me.
I'm going to kill you next round. I take back what I said.
Chiba.
I thought he was talking about pizza soda.
Yeah.
Chiba.